Have we started?
Welcome back to Drivecast 133, everyone.
How you all doing tonight?
Whoa. No, you lot are too smooth with it. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm still like, Helen Keller? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, like I said, this is the type of stuff that we learned in school. I swear we had a full fucking semester on Helen Keller, but nothing about our taxes, nothing about stocks, nothing about...
No, same. Like, but yeah, ours was more like Mice and Men and...
Ooh, dude, okay.
Romeo and Juliet.
Okay, I have a story about
like...
Mice and Men, bro. So when I was in 8th grade, I had this this like teacher from the Pacific Northwest, right? And bro, she did not fit the Pacific Northwest stereotype of being politically correct because she let that N-bomb fly in of Mice and Men, bro.
Yeah.
She let that N-bomb fly. You went crazy.
My English teacher sophomore year of high school, literally the first day, she's like, we're gonna read Mice and Men, and I'm gonna say the N-word. Be prepared. That's literally, she gave us like a speech beforehand. So
if I was like, that would have me shook if I was, of the super black minority.
By the way, also we were talking about this earlier. I know this is probably, I forgot what the fuck we were just talking about, but what I do want to talk about, what I do want to mention is the fact that we see you motherfucking boys, bro. The reception off Drivecast 132 has been fucking insane. Actually, like, we're all kind of surprised about the...
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna be lagging this whole episode, because, like, you said that, and it was like... Oh, the people. Okay. I'd be understanding. I'd be reading the comments, all of that. It's been pretty crazy. More people commented on that, episode than, I think, the last 3 or 4 or 5 that were on this channel.
Yeah.
Also, sorry if that was clipping. This is the...
sixth birthday
year anniversary on this channel. That's lit. That's lit as fuck.
Big 6 for Drivecast, but if we want to be real about it,
how long
we're
it's been.
8. It's 8.
Yeah.
8. 2015.
2014.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, that's right. 24.
December, Christmas Eve, 2014. But I was with Greg, the OG. Yeah.
Is that say you come into a country legally and you've got your illegal birthday and then you've got your legal birthday kind of thing, you know what I mean? You get the one where you actually are born and then the one that the government give you because you haven't got a passport kind of thing. Does this mean that our legal birthday is today and then our illegal birthday is whenever the fuck?
Our illegal,
I think that's how it works.
The illegal birthday would be Christmas Eve, December 24th.
Yeah, okay, cool. So we've got 2 birthdays, so yeah, we're just adding to the law. But
it could be
cool.
It could be 8 years and 9 months old, or it could be 6. Who the fuck knows?
Depends who asks.
I do just want to kind of, as like an aside, speaking about our illegal birthday, I just find it wild looking back how I met within 1 year. I met Cam and a bunch of other people, and we started a podcast together within a year of knowing each other.
Yeah, I know. Fuck's sake.
I know, right? Marriages aren't even that quick.
How life could change, eh?
Shit.
How life can change in the space of 1 year.
True.
Groomed by none other than.
Do I look like I know how to groom? Do I look like I know how to groom?
Well, you're on Discord.
You were definitely groomed.
You're on Discord. You definitely know how to groom.
You were definitely groomed, but. I was set free. You were
set free.
You were not. You were not set free.
Set free from
Richard,
what?
Richard wanted to be groomed, but I rejected his emails, and then it wasn't until you, the groomie, let him in.
No, it's the complete opposite. It's the complete
opposite.
opposite.
Then you went from being groomed to the groomer. That's how it worked. Instead of being groomed by the man, the one we're talking about.
I gotta stop you right there. I gotta stop you right there. I didn't groom Richard. You're the one who brought him into this mess. I'm the one who ignored his emails
That's
the
not
first
true.
time.
That's not true.
I'm the one who ignored his emails the first time. And
No.
Richard can testify. Richard, you're on the stand right now. Who ignored your emails first?
It was CJ. It was CJ. He did.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
No,
He-
it
he-
wasn't.
And that
CJ
he's on the stand right now.
Here's the
Look,
thing. Here's the
I'll
thing.
take
here's the thing.
I will take full ownership for grooming Jay, for grooming Charlie, for grooming Stelio, for grooming Rain. I'll take full accountability for that circle of thing I
Grooming.
started. But Richard, on the other hand, allegedly, because I got to add the allegedly on there. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? Sounds like you're deflecting.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I don't think so.
Cam ignored my email first, but CJ ignored my reaching out first.
That is true. I remember
That's
lying
how it
in bed reading your email. You're reading your messages. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll
Don't
respond
see,
to this tomorrow.
what, you're being accused of grooming by the jury, and you're chatting about being on the bed,
Bro.
being on your bed. And
Nah,
that.
nah,
Bro,
nah,
okay.
nah. We
It
gotta run that
depends, though.
back.
It
Run that
depends.
back.
It depends.
Okay, I was lying in
actually
bed.
don't think it depends, bro. It's either he was one laying on his back, which already chill out, or two, he was laying on his stomach, kicking his legs up in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
Nah.
thought CJ was gonna bust
Nah.
out in like, I was laying there on my bed, back to the fucking.
Nah. Let me clear the record.
My penis was
Let me clear the
throbbing,
record.
blood
Let
circulating.
me clear the
to
record. Let me clear the record. I was in bed alone reading his
Richard's
text.
14-year-old Asian, Need for Speed World videos on in the background.
He had
thinking about
to
his
mention
voice.
the fact that he was in bed alone.
Yeah, no. And then I read
Alone.
his messages, and then I'm like, all right, I'll respond to this tomorrow, and then I never did.
Groom task
Because he was
Jack.
too busy, Yeah, he was too busy,
He was letting one bust. He was letting one fly.
Yeah.
He was shooting them
He went on
ropes.
bus and then he went.
Yeah, he started gargling out like.
Yeah, one of those sleeps where you just wake up and it's just
Don't-
drool
don't-
all over his
No,
fucking sofa.
new rule, new Drivecast rule, new Drivecast
Yeah, someone's
rule.
got to make. We got to have someone in our fan base who can do animation still.
God, I don't ask for shit like that. Don't ask for shit like
Yeah,
that.
don't, please don't. No. Next thing you know, there's gonna be fucking source filmmaker like models of us, and that's like,
Yeah,
nah, that's gonna be a bridge too far.
No, I don't think. I don't think people. We ain't got enough people to do that. So
Yeah.
unless it's of CJ of that.
If it's
Right.
CJ's,
Someone else take this talking stick, because.
All right.
talking
yeah,
stick
yeah.
taken.
There it goes.
If it's definitely shit like that would definitely happen if it's someone from CJ's fan base for sure.
Don't say that.
Yeah, that's true.
They're actually gonna do it.
It is true. It is true.
By the way, boys, on a different topic, is there anything we wanted to get out of the way first that we wanted to talk about today, or not really?
Yeah, so we obviously mentioned like a lot of people were watching and shit. Well, a lot of people commented and stuff. So I was trying to multitask then. Yo, Tycal, MGV, Soul, Divjot, Swept, Keto, Shay, Harry, Rain, Pace, Obey, Colonel, Boyman, Harry, Zirek, Datcat, Boyman, Sparkcore, Zenith, Simon, ULUJ, Som, Tear Games, Jazz. You're all legends.
God,
Yeah.
there's like
Yeah.
there's so many names in there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to run that through little freestyle thing.
God damn.
CJ, there you go. There's a talking stick.
All right, cool. Thank you. But yeah, just some updates to the Acura. So I had to take it in for my inspection recently, and I needed new rotors and I needed new brake pads because I've had the same set since I actually got the car, and I just want to talk about my car real quick.
How long have you had?
I've got my car in April of 2019, and in that time,
What? And you still got the same brake pads from 2019?
yeah, until now.
That's crazy.
But and also
That's me.
until
that makes a bit more sense though, because you don't drive it on a
Yeah.
daily, and it's also very light.
Yeah.
But yo,
Yeah.
that's crazy for a heavy car still.
Yeah, but it's also Acura. I mean, my dad has a 04 TSX. I have a 2010 TSX, and he's maybe changed his set out like 3-4 times, like in the 20 years he's had it. So you can get a lot of mileage off of it. And also, I just want to talk about my battery, because I actually only got my battery changed back in January, because I got maybe like 5 years out of my battery, which is like insane. That's like at the very end of like a battery's lifespan, like 3 to 5 years typically. But my car still worked completely fine on that battery for 5 years. The only reason it died is because we were switching out the light bulbs. This is actually really funny. I was at work and I slammed my I didn't slam, but I closed my trunk and I heard a little pop. And I'm trying to see what happened. I noticed my taillight popped out. It popped out of the socket as I closed the trunk lid. So
CJ closed the trunk lid and I just had a.
No, it was
And then he turns around and is like, "What's behind the car?"
No,
Bro,
it was like
CJ the type of motherfucker to like, and I know this from experience. CJ the type of motherfucker to grab the top of the trunk and slam that shit down.
Yeah, CJ be like, "Yeah, I closed the trunk lid," and he's like, his ass like just like a fucking leg drop onto the.
Maybe I did it with some
trunk.
passion. Maybe I closed the lid with some passion. I don't really know. But anyway, I was plugging that back in and I turned on my accessory light. I just turned on the accessory mode to like make sure the lights were working, and then my battery died after being in accessory mode for 3 seconds. And that's when I knew it was time to get a new one. But back to the point, I just spent like $1,000 on like new rotors, brake pads, and then also I had a leak in my coolant in my radiator hose.
Big one to swallow that.
Yeah, I mean, but also.
So is that rears and fronts?
Yeah, both. It was both sets. I really only needed. It's kind of preventative maintenance. Might as well just do them both now. And also, you know, I have a job, so it's not like a big deal. But also, I don't know if this is the person I took it to who broke it, or if it just kind of, you know, broke on its own. Because the air conditioning in my car has always somewhat been an issue. It's always worked, but it's always been like super weak. And then I pick up my car on the hottest day of the year, and we saw July was like the hottest month on record for humanity. I pick up my car on the hottest day of January, and my air conditioning starts blowing me hot air. And I have all black leather interior, and my gear shift, the top of my gear shift is metal, hot like steel. So that was a very fucking fun car ride home.
Oh god.
So yeah, my air conditioning's broken, so that's another thing I need to get fixed.
Probably just needs to be regassed.
No. We looked. I swapped out the fuse. I swapped out the relay. I literally swapped in a relay from my dad's TSX because the exact same relay, and his air conditioning works, and it just wasn't blowing hot air. We looked down. There's this.
Yeah, so you probably need to get a can, like a gas can,
Nope.
like a regas can.
We did that. No.
Then you need to change. If that doesn't work, then you need to change the whole fucking unit.
No, it's
fuck.
Well, I think it is the
compressor.
Yeah, either the compressor or the one clutch near the compressor, because that's not spinning anymore. That stopped spinning. So that's the big thing that I kind of need to get working on. And I know a guy who has like access to a workshop, so I kind of want to like take it out and work on it.
AC compressor still isn't cheap.
No.
It's not. And after I just spent $1,000 on fucking car
Probably
repairs,
give me
like
$100,000. Yeah.
yeah. So
Probably
the fucking
another
Rothschilds over here making me pay extra to fucking give me air conditioning in my Acura.
Yeah, I'm looking right now, just because I'm curious, to be honest.
But I mean, aside from that,
Yeah.
this is the first like major expense I've really spent on my Acura. Other than that, I've had it for nearly 5 years, and I've been I got into an accident earlier this year. I got rear-ended by a Nissan Altima, because you know Nissan
shit,
Altima
that's
drivers. Right. And yeah, I'll give you the dash cam footage. You can show them. But like, aside from, I literally just traded paint with him. I wiped kind of like his paint off of my bumper, and it took it like a champ. When the other guy's car was like fucked. So, you know, it's been good to me. I love.
Get fucked.
I mean,
Learn
yeah,
to drive.
I mean,
Learn to drive.
I mean, I love my car. I mean, it's been good to me, but like, just kind of like a 1-2 punch.
It's funny you mentioned that, actually, because my car literally is like, it went in for a vehicle check last Friday. And where's my phone? I'll literally read out what was wrong with it. But obviously, last episode I talked about the little accident thing I had on the motorway with the metal board in the middle of the road. Did I talk about that?
No.
I think I
No.
did. I didn't talk about that.
No, not at all.
No, you're joking.
This is news to
Are
me.
you
Yeah,
sure?
this is news to me.
So I've definitely told you to. basically what happened was I was on the motorway and there was an oil can in the middle of the road. I was basically following this like Beamer estate in front, and basically this oil can just came into the middle of the road. So I dodged that, and then there was a metal board like on the kind of hard shoulder, and there was nothing I could do to avoid it. Anything I could have done to avoid it, I would have killed myself, like trying to avoid that metal board. Anyway, I went over it. My left suspension went completely over it. I got an instant flat, and that was when I had to get the new tire and da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, that happened in April, May. And obviously I've not had a job, so I've not been able to take it into the shop and get it all checked out. But anyway, got a new rear tire a few weeks ago, and literally last week I took it in to my local specialist, who I'm not going to mention because they don't pay me. Yeah, do you want to hear the list of what is broken? Yeah. So, yeah, I was getting a weird. Let me rewind a little bit. So I was getting a weird knock in the rear. It was weirdly only happening as I was coming on and off curbs, most notably like steep curbs. So like my driveway, there's a little bit of a steep curb to get into my drive, and you could hear a clunk, but you couldn't really locate where the clunk was coming from. Anyway, I'm gonna stop stalling now. So yeah, it was the rear offside spring was broken. So that's bad. Obviously, they need to be replaced in pairs. They also found that my rear lower arms are starting to split. Not necessarily something which needs to be changed immediately. That can happen a bit later. Front bump stop was perished, as well as a few other bits and bobs. Also, my windscreen washer thing needs to be repaired because it's leaking, so that's not really necessary. It's not really like, so it needs to be fixed immediately. And then a few other issues that I was already aware of that don't need to be fixed immediately. But that rear offside spring, fucking hell, obviously need to be done in pairs. That's going to be £500 around about to do both of them for OEM springs. Also, bolts all the way around. Before they were heavily corroded, so I took that in along with the vehicle check. Like this month is topping up to about £700. So it's already been pretty expensive. Once all of this has gone through, it's probably going to be like total about 1,500. Still not great. I actually did tot up my spreadsheet because I do want to do a gearbox refresh and all those kind of things, and I kind of want to know how to budget it all. But that will have to be delayed now till next year, probably February time. But I guess it could have been worse. I went over a metal board and didn't have it fixed. I think a lot of the things that I need to change are because of that accident and because I not been able to take the car in for so long. So yeah, this weekend, as I kind of mentioned this before we recorded the pod, going to North Wales. Oh my god, first drive since basically being made redundant in December. It's gonna be an outer body experience. I'm gonna be driving and it's gonna be like I'm in third person cam as I'm driving. That's the feeling I'm gonna get. It's gonna be urethral. A Mecca experience. I cannot wait. What are you moaning about?
No, I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I think the word you were looking for was ethereal, but you said urethral.
No, I meant ethereal. Did I say?
I said urethral.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I was like, why is he looking like that for? But yeah, no, sorry. I meant that. I meant what he said.
I mean, who knows? Maybe it is urethral. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will be. The car, it's going to be doing what CJ said earlier. Going to close the bonnet, and then I'm like, But yeah, you can show some of the roads on the screen and shit because I sent you the thing. But yeah, proper twisty, windy roads. Basically, Wales' finest in terms of S-bends and hairpins and new rear tires. The springs are gonna be sorted. I'm probably gonna cry, to be honest. I imagine I'll cry.
You're very lucky to have really nice roads near where you live.
Get fucked, CJ. Get fucked.
Yeah, there's a town called North Wales near me, but it's just warehouses. That's also where the nearest Trader Joe's
I could say that, but then on the other end of it, you're also very lucky that fuel is not an arm and a leg. it costs me 80 to 90 pounds to fill up, gets me about 300 miles. Like, it is expensive, especially because I drive like a pretty old Cayman. Like, if I had a new one, maybe I could get 40 to the gallon kind of thing, but my car gets 25, which isn't great, really. You know,
what octane are you putting in it? What
99
premium?
Yeah, ours does not go up that high. Like, my car's premium,
CJ,
and I take 93.
They use different octane measurements.
Yeah,
so
they're goofy. They're being silly with that shit. So
no, we're goofy because we don't use ROM. They use. I know their 99 is our equivalent to 93. We don't have 93 in California, but
you can run my car on lower octane, but it turns out not to be as fuel efficient.
It's not fuel efficient.
That's why I put,
you basically the money you save from putting it in. I think you maybe get 1 mpg less or 2 mpg less, and it just doesn't work out.
What my dad
That's
does
why I put
is
91 in the Miata, because like not only in the owner's manual does it say 87 required, obviously 91 recommended, but also just because from using the two, I noticed on 91 in comparison to 87, the throttle response is just quicker, and also the gas mileage is. It's still marginally better. I feel like with what you said, the offset of price is gonna just catch up to you either way, whether you go 87 with shittier gas mileage or more expensive gas with
you're gonna be getting
better
more
gas mileage.
It also depends on what you're doing though. So like if if I know I'm just gonna be on the motorway, then I'm more inclined to fill up normal fuel instead of premium, because I'm gonna save a lot in terms of the fact that I'm only going to be doing like, you know, motorway miles anyway. But then if I'm going for a spirited drive, like always premium. More time I will always pick premium, but if I'm in a pinch, I don't mind putting 95 in.
My what my dad does is he'll mix back and forth. So his Acura takes premium, so he'll fill up halfway with premium, and then he'll top off with like a lower grade octane fuel.
I don't know if that's really worth
it. Because I've always kind of like thought about it, because literally what he does is he'll go to a gas station, fill up halfway, and then go get in the car, because you can't select multiple like grades while you're at the fucking pump, so you have to go. He has to get in his car and go to another pump to like fill it up.
Classic streaming moment.
And I'm honestly, and I'm like, wait, overall, I've filled up because I've tried that strategy before with my car, and at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Either if you fill up with all premium or if you mix and match, it's not like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot.
I mean, I don't mind, like, I mix and match, like, so if, like I said again, if I've got 99 in the car and then I know I'm only gonna do motorway miles for the next week or so, then I might put 95 in. But I wouldn't do a loop of the gas station to go and put it on top. Like that's a crackhead moment for your dad, I'm not gonna lie.
You're only saving so much fucking money.
Yeah, you're only saving so much. And if you're arguing, and like him, it's all highway miles for him. So like, how beneficial is it if you're really just doing highways?
Yeah,
it can't be that beneficial.
I know you guys were talking about what you're doing to your cars. This isn't mandatory at all, but it's cool. You guys have seen this, but you guys haven't seen it for a bit, and I know you guys probably wouldn't mind if you saw it again. But last month,
is this your
last month I caught this.
Ooh,
last month. By the way,
whip out your cock.
I just want to say,
that's what I thought you were gonna do.
I just want to say the box art is hard. Like this is a keeper for sure. This box.
Yeah, hit that.
But what came inside of it is, I got this boy right here. It's a. Come on, focus on the brand. Focus on the brand.
Zoom out.
God damn it, this camera sucks. But that's
You can kind of make out. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's
clean
as
fuck.
Bro,
Greddy Momo collab with the Greddy yellow, teal, and blue stitching. It's fire. It's actually really fire. I'm really looking forward to installing it. I still need the Greddy quick release, and I need
so you are doing quick release.
Yeah. And then this is the little horn button that came with it. Goes hard.
You're gonna have it on your backpack like Sean. From like you can walk around with it on the backpack.
I forgot on the back the one detail I forgot to mention is the like typography talking about Gretty on the back. I'll fucking read it for you guys since it's not gonna focus. It says Gretty, pronounced Greddy. Noun, from the words great and eddy, as in a strong swirling wind current, referring to the strong swirling intake air of a turbocharger. Yeah, maybe I should have read that in Japanese because trust.
No, what would have been
Japanese,
great then if you would have been like, Gray from whatever the first part was said, and then Eddie from Ed and Eddie.
Eddie. That's what came to my mind.
Busters, like remember those ones?
Hey, Double D.
That shit was a classic, by the way.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Ed and Eddie had to have been like top 3 favorite Cartoon Network shows. Like, if we just single out Cartoon Network alone, I feel like Ed and Eddie has to be top 3. Like, there's no way it's not up there. Looking back on it, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends wasn't that great, but I loved watching it. I wouldn't really say it's on the top 3 list anymore.
Yeah, I know. I know, like Cartoon Network gets your little pussy wet, but for me, like Nickelodeon was definitely more.
I was a Nickelodeon
and Disney
kid.
Channel as well, over Cartoon Network. Like both of those were lit.
Bruh, SpongeBob all day. SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
I've been watching so much SpongeBob AI like recently.
You are mentally ill.
I am. I literally am.
Cam,
I'm
this
neurodivergent.
guy-
I'm neurodivergent.
This guy, unironically, the other day, he unironically plays it while Jay was in the call. By the way, while Jay was in the call, it was us 3 chilling, right? It was me, CJ, and Jay, and we're just chilling.
Well, on the music bar.
Oh, shh. So we're just chilling. You know? We're just chilling, and CJ unironically throws in AI Cardi like he thinks it sounds good. Like he thinks it sounds good.
I think it's fine. I'll die on this hill.
Not.
I'll die on this hill.
Dude, you are dying on the wrong hill. This is like one of the worst hills to die on. You are not listening to that garbage, bro. AI voices are not that good. They're not that good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
To
don't know
me,
what you're
it
on.
sounds fine. To me, it sounds fine.
Your ears are broken, bro. Get that
And maybe
fixed.
maybe it's because we're so like jaded because all
No,
Cardi
no, no,
seems
no,
to
no, no,
do-
no,
Nah, bro,
Don't say
you're
we
jaded.
are. Don't
You're
say we
jaded.
are. Like we're
Okay,
included.
no.
Like we're not included.
Maybe if Cardi stopped, being silly, being a liar, and being stupid, and actually put out music, maybe we wouldn't have to resort to AI music.
No,
I
you're the
still-
one
are the
resorting to
reason
AI
why.
music. You're the one resorting to
I
AI.
will
You're
die
the
on this hill.
problem.
I will
You're the
die
problem.
on this hill.
Bro,
The
when
day
CJ
I
comes
say,
here,
the day I relent is the day I call it X instead of Twitter.
Your little small TikTok brain can't just wait for the next album. Like that's not Kai's
Bro,
problem. That's your problem.
Nah, bro. I'm literally no. I love rock and roll music. I've waited fucking years for albums from the bands I love. There's like 3 years is nothing, but in that span of 3 years, all Cardi does is lie. That's like if fucking System of a Down, like, oh yeah, new stuff coming soon. We love our fans. This one's for you, and then they don't put out fucking music. That's
Right,
all Cardi
like,
does.
your average non-sweaty opium fan, by the way.
Yeah, you need to go touch some grass. Go outside. Like it's not that deep. Like it's Playboy Kai. Fucking hell.
No,
Bro,
I'm
when-
just
when
saying.
So
I'm
just the
just
next
fucking
album where he's
saying.
just gonna go, yeah, what, yeah. We all know what's gonna happen.
Well,
like,
yeah,
bro.
but still.
You know the one meme where it's like the DJ K is like, DJ Khaled, go now. Phenom, go buy the album.
No,
That's all Carti's
That's
gonna
you,
do
bro.
for an hour.
That's you.
Yeah.
How's that me?
That's you,
Yeah, that's
bro.
what Carti's gonna do on the next album.
Do you
That's
see me
literally
dressing
it.
like a fucking vamp? No.
No, I thought you were talking about the DJ Khaled meme where that guy is say.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Go buy the album. Try now.
I don't know. I don't know what they're referring to.
You got it. You got to show the man.
Yo,
you got to show the people.
you'll see it on Drivecast, bro. You'll see the
Yeah,
meme on
yeah.
Drivecast.
All right.
My brain was that's where my brain was gonna go. So fun. Next Drivecast we're gonna have some good old tales because next week CJ is flying out to here and we're doing Monterey Car Week.
Yes, sir.
Probably not gonna talk about that for too long because we haven't done it yet, but we're gonna be going to there's some cars and coffees in the morning that I found. There's motorsport reunion, which I'm really hyped for. I really want to go on both Saturday and Sunday because Saturday is the day where all of the cars are out, and Sunday is the day where they do the hill climb competition at Laguna Seca. So,
yeah, it's a hill climb.
Yeah, no, I'm super fucking excited for
that.
Are
they climbing the same hill that we had to climb to get to the corkscrew? That's gonna be a challenge.
They're climbing from the last corner to the first corner before the corkscrew.
Okay.
And apparently last year was the first year where they did the hill climb, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And Matt Fields, which I saw him drift last weekend or the weekend before at Carnival. He was apparently I think he was the first person to drift up the corkscrew, like ever, because no one ever drives Laguna Seca is made for like one. I mean, most racetracks are made for one direction, kind of, but Laguna Seca definitely made for one direction. You can race the opposite way, but it just never happens. So that's why I really, really love the hill climb competition that they do during Car Week, because you never get to see race cars drive the opposite way up Laguna Seca the fucking corkscrew.
That's like cursed. That's like cursed. You don't really see that. Not even in like video games. Like
barely Gran Turismo.
I don't
barely.
think now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever driven like Laguna Seca in a racing game backwards. Maybe like the Crew, but that doesn't count because the Crew's version is like stupid.
Open world, and stupid.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for Acura in the park because Acura driver, obviously. And just also, I'm also just looking forward to the weather, like escaping the heat, you know, because like Monterey is like one of the nicest places on earth.
Bro,
like,
it is. Not really this week, but it's been a hellscape outside during the summer, and Monterey has stayed 60 degrees every single day. In January, it's 60 degrees, bro. It stays 60 degrees year round there. Like, it's utopia. It's utopia there.
You know what this is like right now? You know the one meme of like Squidward when he's watching SpongeBob and Patrick like dance outside, and I'm looking through the window. Like, that's what this feels like right now. But I hope you guys have a lovely time.
Thank you.
He wishes he could come so bad. We wish you could come too, babes, but
I didn't get the invite. I didn't know this was happening.
To be fair, CJ, like, in June, like, this was a hella last minute thing. He was like, didn't you?
But I will be
this
back.
Is like,
don't worry.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Next time, let me know, and you know, I'll be on the.
It was somewhat last minute because like I was thinking of it, but I wasn't able to know if I was able to do it till like recently.
It's all good, guys. I'm not.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going UK next year anyway. That's a plan.
Yeah, that's a big one. That'll be a big one. And I want to take you guys to all the places. Actually, you guys have talked about some things you've got coming up. I want to talk about some things I've got coming up. So
you go shoot.
Yes, obviously I've mentioned I'm going on the road trip next week. That's a big W. But one other thing that I'm doing is I don't know how much you guys know about F1 Arcade.
No.
Oh, is that like that like restaurant / like?
Oh yeah, so CJ knows about F1 Arcade. Do you know about it, Richard?
No.
So F1 Arcade,
I heard about it,
I'm going to put something in chat right now. Basically, it's kind of like, imagine a bar where you can buy drinks, alcohol, that kind of thing. But then also, there you go. But then also, like, they have like sim rigs set up with like F1 on, basically, to play with other people. And then they also do like watch parties, for example. So you know, they do watch parties for all the races where you can go there and get lit, you can game, do all that shit. Now basically I've indoctrinated my girlfriend because I've got her to watch Drive to Survive, and now she's on board with F1, which is good. But yeah, I'm going to be going soon.
That's sick.
And I've wanted to go for ages. They're actually building one near me, and it's opening in November, but hopefully I'm going to go at some point to go to one of the watch parties in the next few months, probably, I don't know, whenever the next, like, I guess it'll be Italy, is probably when this is coming out, so some point after that, you know, kind of thing. But gassed, absolutely gassed. It's been open for about a year now. I've wanted to go for absolutely fucking ages. It looks lit as fuck. I'm ready to slap.
Yeah,
I'm ready to spank a few people there as well. Like, I'm gonna go full undefeated. Like, I'm gonna spank some people.
Honestly, Cam, there is no excuse with the amount of Assetto Corsa we all play. Like, well, maybe not CJ or J, because That motherfucker's terrible.
Nah. Strike that from the record. Strike that from the record.
I'm sorry. But no, yeah, with how much time we put into Assetto Corsa, bro, you better be bringing home some chicken, bro. You better be bringing home some chicken.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about it. I have traction control off in order, and I'll be still. I'll be there.
Cam's gonna
and I'll be lit as fuck. I'll be like 5 cocktails down, like drunk driving, like and I'll still, I'll be there. I'll be there at the top.
Bro, fucking, he's gonna be in Nick DeVries's car, and they're gonna have like the actual like settings on. He'll still like whack everybody.
It's gonna be. I'll have some like TikTok influencer next to me, like should be doing a TikTok, and I'll like fucking like get real Max Verstappen elbows out and fucking like spin her off the track or some shit, like.
You guys need to try out this brand new F1 arcade in Birmingham, UK. And they're just you're just sitting there, you're like getting ready to like just race and have a good time, and there's just this TikToker doing this behind
for real, and I get up in their face and like do like what the fuck you doing, like like fucking like
get all aggressive on him for no reason.
I can just imagine like someone's like there like filming like a TikTok.
Get the fuck out of my face! Like,
and they have him in the background. They're like Boy's a Liar is like playing, like as like this is all happening. It's like fucking super chaotic. It's like a fucking like chaotic club. I can only like see that. That's so fucking funny.
But I think like kind of going off what you guys are saying about Monterey Car Week, like I think that's something like obviously because I've not had a job, I've not been able to do these things, but like things like I missed out on Flat Six, the Flat Six show at Goodwood. Like second year in a row I wanted to go, not been able to go. Like car shows major, need to go to a few of them. I do have one planned in a few weeks in Telford, like it's near me, and it's like Jap Performance Fest or something across those lines, and that's like an indoor show which I'm going to, which will be really fucking cool. I think that'll be the first car show I've been to since Ultimate Dubs, which was at the start of the summer, and Ultimate Dubs is alright, but I'm not really that big into VW like that. Like, I think with VWs, like, especially over here anyway, like people do kind of like the same build over and over again. It's like on bags, rotiforms kind of vibe, or like the Harley Quinn, or just it's very similar kind of vibe. So it'll be nice to go to the Jap show, and then also like I need to go to some shows with some Porsches, man, like, and actually sit in some cars that like I want to do a short shifter upgrade on my car. Like I actually need to go to these shows and find someone with that upgrade to feel it, like to actually see what it's like, kind of thing. But man, I think Monterey Car Week, that'll be a big vibe.
It should. I feel like people hear about it, and they'll obviously see YouTube videos about it, but I don't know, bro. Like I've watched in the past, like I've watched Monterey Car Week vlogs or whatever, and I don't know if it's dependent on how the person films it, but it's just fucking boring to watch, bro. Like, I don't know. It's like, it doesn't really look that enticing. But when you're there, when you're fucking there, and you're just like minding your own business, walking back to the car park from a car show, going to your next one, which starts in 2 hours, and you leave out onto the street and you just see an F40 just nonchalantly drive by. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. Like wild. I will say, sorry to cut you off, but I will say there does come a point, and I did kind of experience this a little, like the one time we were out there. Not necessarily the last time I was out there, but when we were out there, like me and Cam were out there, there did come a point where we've been seeing so many fucking like insane cars to the point where it just kind of starts to get numb. Really? Yeah, numb. Yeah.
Like when we're doing that mountain drive on Skyline and we saw the Centenario and shit drive by.
Fucking that like.
It's probably quite similar to like how you are at Goodwood. Like I think it's a similar vibe at like Goodwood as well. Like because there's just so many mental cars around. Like you just get them a bit. Not numb to it, because you still kind of look around like, oh, what the fuck, kind of thing. But it's definitely like, I think that's a byproduct of just having all those cars in one place. But I've watched a few videos from like Smoking Tire about Monterey Car Week, and it looks pretty lit to me. I get definitely that similar vibe to kind of Goodwood, but more of a kind of festival type vibe.
With Yeah, I feel like you kind of got a taste of it when we went to, what car show was it? What? It was like a motorsport. We went to Velocity Invitational, us three at Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
That was like kind of the closest taste that you could have gotten to Monterey Car Week without being in Monterey Car Week, sort of thing. But just imagine all of the cars that are like in the paddock, like on the road, type shit, or the ones that can go on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not gonna see no fucking IMSA spec slant nose Porsches on the road or anything, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. Do you have anything else happening in the near future? F1 Arcade though seems fucking lit.
Yeah,
Me?
that sounds.
Yeah.
No, not really. I think that's it, really. And then, yeah, like this year, we'll basically be like setting up for next year, really. So, like, I kind of discussed what I want to do in terms of maintenance for the car. There is some other things as well. So, like, front tires will need to be done at some point. Tracking will probably need to be done at some point. Like, obviously, the washers will need to be done at some point. Gearbox refresh and short shifter will need to be done at some point. But yeah, I kind of want to just get it. Like, this year will basically be me just sorting my money out and like making sure the car is ready for some form of track action next year, I think.
Yeah.
Silverstone or Brands Hatch, or maybe Donington. I'd like to do Silverstone just because it's the it's the big one kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's with my car anyway. A lot of it's just going to be me setting up so I can properly thoroughly enjoy it next year. And I would love to do like North Coast 500, or even get the ferry to Santander, which is like the other side of Spain, and then basically drive back to the UK kind of thing. And it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just going to take a bit of time to get all that sorted. But no really big plans other than that, really.
The thing is like I've been because this was the case when I was like, bro, I'm glad I had no money to modify my cars when I was 19 or 20 because like my taste then still was better than what it was when I was like 15, obviously, but like I don't know, just looking back on it, I was so just like influenced by cosmetics, and I still am. I love how shit looks, but like doing research and revolving the research around like performance oriented parts instead. Like, bro, I found some shit that looks dope and is also like way more like just way better to run on your car than other things. An example is you don't even need even though like they're mostly US cars and there's some in Japan and Australia, for the most part the VQ stereotype is very American. And American VQ owners in general don't know what the fuck they're doing to their cars when they modify them. I swear you should be required to offer a license in order to purchase one of those cars, because 95 times out of 96, bro, people buy those fucking cars, whether they're Z's, G's, or Q's, and they make them look fucking terrible. They make them sound terrible. They make them perform slower than they are stock. Like, just fucking shitter cars.
It's just insane. Just kind of like what you're talking about. It's insane how you can have a luxury car brand like Lexus, and then these cars are being bought by like people who somehow make them look like the most ghetto fucking cars like in existence.
They're not even like I'm not even talking about the ghetto cars. I'm talking about the show cars that have that have the awful Duraflex arrow on it, and it's like painted, or not painted. They don't got money for that. It's wrapped with like some Amazon highlighter yellow, with the same fucking VSKFs, deep dish, all chrome. Fucking, it's just terrible. And after just doing research on especially the Infinity, the Miata, I've done enough research on the car and I kind of like know what to do. But with the Infinity, I'm still kind of learning because it's just a daily. I don't really care about it that much. I mean, I care about it, but I don't like I don't sit there and drool over it like I do the Miata. But I was looking at some parts for the Infinity, and one thing I definitely want to do, like literally by next summer, these parts better be on the car, or else I'm traveling back in time and strangling myself with a firearm that I bought in the future. So I am trying to cop a Z1 Motorsports exhaust for the VQ or for the Infinity, because that shit is like, it's the lowest tone VQ exhaust. Like if you were to like look up videos of it and listen to it, it sounds like objectively good. There's only so far away you can get from the trumpet noise. At the end of the day, the VQ has the certain firing order that makes it sound like a fucking trumpet, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound high pitch and raspy like the Tome's and fucking Nvidias and the fucking terrible exhaust. But yeah, and also with that exhaust, so catback plus cold air intake, plus a quick little tune, you can get up to 35 extra wheel horsepower.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On top
Bro,
of what you already have.
So I have right now the
Like-
Infinity, like at the crank it makes 328, but the wheel horsepower is like 280. It's very, very
Really?
yeah, it's not very much.
Oh shit.
However, if I were to do those upgrades, it would take that bitch up to like 310, 320, which I think would be perfect.
That's-
I think
yeah.
in the perfect world, in the future, I'd love to like manual swap the bitch and put a Vortex supercharger up in it and push like 500. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, like, I think for Cali, 400 is probably the sweet spot.
That's
Yeah.
that's probably where you'd want to be.
Yeah.
That's like a good mix. I do have like a friend of mine. He was telling me how a buddy of his had an Evo at around 400 horsepower, and he daily drove it every day. Loved the car, and then he tuned it up to about 500 horsepower.
Daily
It's
driving an
undrivable.
Evo, that sounds
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, but
Shut
at
up.
That
500
exhausts
horsepower,
me thinking about it. Like,
but at 500 horsepower, like it just kind of like he just like ruined the car for himself. Like it just, it was too much.
it's that anxiety of something when something goes wrong.
Yeah, because especially in
You know.
Evos, everything can go wrong.
Yeah. Like, I think, going back to what we were talking about with plans for the cars, like, so I did kind of put this in the chat the other day, but I'll whack it in here again. Like, I do kind of want to do, like, Cayman R or 911R style stripes on it, like that. So then don't know what colour, maybe, like, grey. On grey could look pretty cool.
Dude, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna say gray on gray would be dope because you guys also know Joey. His Miata recently he put just on the hood. It was just on the hood. He put two. It's like technically 3 stripes, but it's like 2 fat stripes and then 1 thin stripe in the middle.
Yeah,
and dude,
yeah.
at like from afar you can't see it, but when you get an angle on it with the
Yeah,
sunlight,
yeah.
you can see it and it looks dope. Like gray on gray is so sick for stripes.
So then, like, imagine that with the chrome S1s. I think that would look fucking hard. But kind of going back to what you were saying, like when it comes to like my car and like aftermarket, like there isn't like a lot that makes sense because it's a base Cayman and it's not a Cayman S.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really make sense to do anything other than upgrade to a Cayman S if I was going like to do that anyway, because you can get all the power through that upgrade. But like, I think that's another thing. So like, driving a Porsche compared to like the Clio or compared to an MX-5, like everything out of the box is so purposeful. Like, that car, it doesn't need anything else. Like, maybe like making it a tad louder, which is that's a preference thing. That's not necessarily like a, like actually like trying to gain like horsepower or anything across those lines. Everything out of the box, like, it's crazy. Like, I've only had it for a year now, but it's so purpose built. Like, even the engine note right now, the intake note stock, it's just crazy. Like, there's nothing else to say to it. It's not like a 3 Series, for example, where like, or an M3, for example, where that is just a beefed up 3 Series, or it's not like an RS car, like, where in the end of the day it's just an A3, a souped up A3, like it's a dedicated sports car through and through. And even like the cost cutting measures that are taken with MX-5s, for example, like there is none of that there. And trust me, I feel it in the fucking bank balance when it goes into the shop. But like, it's crazy just how purpose built it is. And I think for the road, like there's nothing I want to do to it other than maybe make it a little bit louder and obviously do suspension refresh and gearbox refreshes. Absolutely nothing that needs to be done to it. Like, And it's, for me, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like refreshing. That's not saying that I'm not gonna do things to it, like, you know, short shifter, not like rims. You know, I'd love to do NOS purge and neon. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not real NOS purge, maybe like some alternative. So that
Some water.
Yeah.
Shoot
Yeah,
water out
like-
of the hood.
yeah,
he's
like
gonna
water vapor or something like that. Like,
He's gonna take his car to the specialty shop.
yo, for
Real
real,
shit,
like,
bro.
I'd love.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. Like, have some underglow and like, yeah, with the S1s and the stripe. I just think it would look hard. But like, yeah, it's really refreshing. Like, and it gives me a different perspective as well, because like, you know, all the other cars up to this point have needed extra things to kind of make them that next level, but this is already at that next level. And like,
Yeah.
you know, when it comes to future plans, all I really want to do is general maintenance with a few touches here and there, you know.
Yeah.
You know, shifter, this, that, and the other. But going on to kind of like, you know, future cars and like, you know, possible upgrades, I don't even know whether it, unless I have really big problems with this, like whether it's even necessarily worth upgrading to an S, because like, I think mine has about 250 brake right now for the road. Keep in mind, like, you know, even if I do go track, it might be once or twice a year. It's not going to be like, you know, super mega. And like at some point I would like to buy a daily, like an old Polo GTI or maybe another Clio. Like, I would like to have something like that alongside the Cayman once I've moved house, kind of thing. But I just don't know. At the moment, I have zero want to upgrade. Like, the car has just enough amount of power to the point where I can go to the red line in first, second, and third, and only just be outside the speed limit, allegedly, kind of thing. You know,
Allegedly.
like. But
That's
yeah,
the same thing with the
it's
Infinity.
crazy.
I could do quick 1-2, but that's about it. Because
Yeah.
like the gears are so long. Like by the time I exhaust second gear, I'm already going like 70.
Yeah. And I think like, yeah, like top of second for me would take me about 50, then third I could probably go to about 80 maybe. Like the gears are longer-ish, but obviously the car has a lot less power, so and it's only got 5 gears as well, so that also helps out with the gearing. But yeah, no, it's crazy. I think where I was generally going with that was just to say like, it's the difference between driving that Cayman compared to everything else I've driven like up to this point. Yeah, it's like leaps and bounds. Even my mate's S2K I drove for that video, like the S2K way much like so raw and, you know, all that kind of thing. But the Porsche has just that level of refinement, which yeah, like you'd think it would be like a 60k car, and obviously when it came out it was, but yeah, the fact you can get them up for like sub
10K,
15,
15.
Yeah, that's nuts.
crazy.
Yeah, they go about for the same here, about 15-20 grand, which is about
Yeah.
the same 10-15k pounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the thing with the Miata is Miata's Miata. Miata's Miata.
But
you
it's
Yeah, it's
it's
Miata.
it's different, isn't it? It's like also it can be a platform to like get it to the next stage, but in the end of the day, that's not what it's for. It's
Exactly.
firstly it's a drop top, so like that's that, and then it's also like when you're talking about when it released, how much, you know, it's significantly cheaper, and like they're not even in the same like category of car really. Like
No, they're not. But
You know.
what I was gonna say was the Miata's Miata. I don't really like. It already feels like one of the, even though the power doesn't really back it up, it feels like one of the sportiest cars you could drive.
Bro, that
so
thing's like a
that's why-
fucking go-kart. It's nuts.
That's why,
Haven't
like,
driven
I'm
it.
not really too hell bent about like, I need a motor now. I need a motor now. I'm scratching the motor. I'm scratching
He's
the motor.
fiending.
Like I'm more so feeling to fucking mod the daily, in all honesty, bro. Because with the Infinity is, bro, I love driving that car, and I after like driving it so much and so hard, like I see the potential there. And if I could just stiffen up the chassis just a bit more, I would be happy where it is as far as performance goes. Like, bro, all I need is just like, I need front sway bars, the fucking control arms, suspension, frame rails. Sorry, frame rails, and I wanted to go Nismo Club Sports on the wheels. Well, I was talking about that yesterday with Phil in the chat.
What do they look
'cause
like? I'm gonna Google that.
They're Ray's 57 CRs, but collabed with Nismo. Nismo helped make them. They look dope. They're a 5-spoke design. They kind of look like LM GT4s a little bit.
Oh yeah. I know these. Yeah. I know these. Yeah,
I wanted to get those because the reason for getting those isn't even necessarily the cosmetic, although that is a big thing, but it is also on the stock Infiniti, on the Sport anyway. I'm not sure how the Journey trim is, but on the Sport trim, it's, I believe, 8 in the front, 8.5 in the rear, so I cannot rotate tires. I want to be able to rotate tires, bro, so I want to get those Nismo Club Sport wheels.
Yeah, I'm seeing what it looks like on a G35. It looks hard on the G35.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like those wheels, and they look different as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one runs them, dog. Like, okay, I went to a car show last 2-3 weeks ago, and I saw I think it was a G35 coupe. So it didn't really look like too much like my car, but it was a G35 coupe regardless, and it was running the black Nismo Club Sports. I want them in the powder coated white. I think that'd be hard.
Yeah, that'd be
But
nice.
some guy was running them in black, and that was the first time I've seen him on like anything literally. Like I never see anyone run those wheels, and it looks so fucking good, bro. I need them so bad.
They're
I
not
need them
too
so fucking bad.
dissimilar to how much S1s cost.
Oh, yeah, they're about
the one that the Porsche, but
2K.
yeah, they're pretty similar. Yeah, pretty similar.
2K for the set. Yeah. With the Miata, that's not long term, but it's gonna be longer term than the G. Like, for example, like I've had this for 2 months or a month or two. I still need the other 2 parts to put this on the Miata. Like I'm still waiting for parts for the Miata and also money to buy the parts for the Miata. And also camera equipment be first. So get fucked, cars. But with the Miata, I wanted to the first thing I wanted to do was, bro, I need new brakes. That is like I have to do that. Like my tires are shot, but bro, I need new brakes before I need new tires, and my tires are fucked. And I wanted to get I also mentioned before Joey's like wheels. I wanted to get those. Get some BCBRs, and boom, I already got a wheel tire suspension set up. And then after that, I wanted to focus on the interior. Because that's where you spend the most time, and especially with a car like the Miata, like there's so many Miatas, Civics, cars of that nature. Everything is bolt on, bolt off, so there's a fuck ton of things you could do to your interior. Whereas with the Infiniti, I think there's only 3 things I could do. There's carbon fiber trim, steering wheel cage swap, and that's literally fucking it. That's all I could really think of off the top of my head. But with Miata, there's fucking everything that you could think of to do. You could change out the fucking vents to Jeep vents if you really wanted to, which is dope. I did low-key want to do that, but at the same time, bro, there's so much character to the eyeball vents that are already in the car. But anyway, I wanted to install this wheel. I also wanted to get a Nardi as a backup. I wanted to run a winter interior setup and a summer interior setup. Summer interior setup would be wood, and the winter would be black leather. I don't know. There's a fuck ton of shit I want to do. Honestly, with the Miata, the list is endless. With the Infiniti, I could go through a finite of things I want to do to it, and that's that.
And the thing is as well, I just want to, while this is still at the top of my head, like with the MX-5, like there is, like again, like you'd be shocked at how many things that car does, like so well, and for the price that they gave it away for, like
13
like
grand
I said,
back in 1990, by the
I'm
way.
telling you right now, that gearbox I've used in NA, NB, and NC. I've driven all of them. Unbelievable. Like up there with the S2K, up there with the Cayman. Like crazy with the steering as well. Like I'd say, you know, we're getting to the fine margins of like what is better and what's worse. Like I think the Porsche is like just a bit better. But like the main gist of it was absolutely in my NC. I can only imagine in the NA it's even more so because of, you know, it's a bit more direct because of how much older it is, kind of thing, you know.
I mean, yeah,
but
that thing, like it legally shouldn't be able to drive on American roads.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it is just a little fucking tin can with no traction control, no stability management. no anything, no fucking
Nope.
power windows, no
No,
fucking
no,
power steering, no anything, nothing.
I respect the no power windows because it reminds me of my grandmother's 200 series Volvo because you had like the crank windows. I love that.
Hey, bro, I don't
Unironically.
have to worry about shitty fucking motors shitting on me.
That is
so.
true. That is true. You could just crank it down.
But yeah, for real,
literally.
like, I think
I'm
a
good
lot
at
of
cranking
like
it. Oh, and I'm good at cranking
he's gonna be cranking it.
your arm would be like.
Just the one side though, like that episode
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Family Guy
yeah,
where
yeah.
Quagmire finds out about
Yeah, and then
internet
your
porn.
left just is like drooping along, like. But like, yeah, no, it's great. It is crazy, like, and I think, you know, as I've driven more and more cars, like, I always wondered, like, when I had my MX-5, like, you know, like, oh, you know, when you have this, wonder what that will be like, and then you come to realize once you've driven more things, like, you actually have like the majority of that experience, like, there already, kind of thing, and like.
Mhm.
Although, like, there's certain things about, like, my car, for example, like the engine note and the steering, like, being a little bit more detailed, this, that, and the other, like, but you realize it's like law of diminishing returns kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like,
with
yeah,
I was just gonna say, like, a big thing that you talk about when you talk about driving the Cayman is like, not even just how it feels, but the driver feedback overall, all of the senses, the smell, the fucking the sound, the fucking the feel, the seeing you go faster. Like,
bro, the smell.
like,
Can I just? But I need to remember this before I forget. So, when you step out of the car, obviously you can smell the burnt rubber, because basically where the intake is, it's right next to the back tire, but more so than, like, you know, any other car. Like, you come out and you can smell this rubber, and you can hear the engine going tick, 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 like, ticking along, because, like, literally the engine's right behind you, kind of thing.
yeah.
All those things, the way the leather smells, like, all of it, yeah, just adds to the, like, the senses you're talking about, on top of the actual driving with the steering and the feedback through the seat and like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, it is literally automotive porn. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I feel you, bro. Like and CJ knows, but like, well, bro, when you drive the Miata, you get the vibration through your hands, through your ass.
Your
You get
ass, yeah.
You get the sound of that little raspy fucking NA6 just
Plug,
chugging away,
yeah.
just chugging away, and then you get the, like, the G's of literally just, you do this to the steering wheel, and you're already going the
I
wrong
just
way.
want to plug this real quick. If you have not seen my video of me driving Richard's Miata, you gotta watch it. You know,
That's actually
it's on my channel.
that's a legendary Drivecast collab video right there.
Yeah,
that's a good
you,
one.
You gotta
I
see
really
it's on
like
my
that one.
it's on my channel. You gotta see it. It's basically me and Richard in Richard's car having a little fun in the mountains.
And CJ made up his own lore for the Miata
that
in the
is
video.
true.
It was great, bro. That was a good video.
What are you talking about? Made up lore? Everything I said in that video is factual.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad. I forgot that in 1991 they did put Apple CarPlay into the Miata 25 years before Apple CarPlay was actually a thing. It's kind of crazy how
ahead of the
ahead
game.
of the game Mazda was.
ahead of the game.
They were literally ahead of the game.
Not to mention the legendary collab between Honda and Mazda.
Yeah, with the gas
The
cap.
fuel cap.
Yeah, the fuel cap.
Fucking
yeah.
insane. Totally not bought at O'Reilly's, by the way. That was actually a Honda Mazda collab right there.
Yeah, no. 100% factual. If you haven't seen it,
No,
I
but-
highly recommend you do.
The with the Miata though, yeah, it's the same thing, bro. Like the sweet smell of the coolant just coming in through the vents. Yeah, no, I can
yeah.
imagine, like, with the Cayman, it is everything the Miata does, but it cradles you and exaggerates everything a bit more. No?
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
I can imagine
think,
it cradling you just because it's more of a modern car, you know? It doesn't feel like such a tin can.
honestly, like, so I liked Porsches before I had this. You know, there was always a car that I kind of, you know, like, oh, like, I'd like a Porsche one day. Like, in the same way, like, I've liked an R32, never driven one or whatever. But having owned one now, like, I get it. I don't think in the immediate future for my sports car I'd go for much, like, anything else. Like, I don't think there's anything else necessarily that would fulfill me in the way that this does, and I think the way it makes me feel, like, it's just balanced. It's everything's balanced. It's like yin and yang. It has both of the elements, you know, like
that's what you want.
Like, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's so hard for me to put it into words what exactly it is about it, but it's the balance, it's the weight distribution, it's the way it stops, it's the engine note, it's the gear shift, it's a naturally aspirated engine, like that last 1k, you know, it just feels like you're nutting every single time you change a gear. Like, it's all of those senses, and I think I've never ever driven anything that's even remotely like close to the experience it gives me. And I've driven faster cars, like I've driven C63 AMGs, I've driven all sorts, you know, like, but I get it, it makes sense. And then also going back to the point of like dedicated 2-seater sports cars, there is nothing on this planet. There is no M3, there is no C63, there is nothing like in that ilk that beats like the S2K, the MX-5, the Cayman, like those dedicated 2-seater sports cars where you sat low, your feet are almost straight out, like, you know, the gearbox is right there, the tunnel's right there, all that feeling, you know, the feeling of kind of like, you know, looking over the wheel because like it's so low, like all that. Nothing beats that feeling from a driving experience. There might be better dailies, and there might be better this, better that, but from my experience, like, yeah, there's nothing better than that. And I think the thing is with Porsche is, like, compared to other brands, like, you know, they don't make, like, obviously now I guess they do, but their bread and butter is that, like, that 2-seater car format, you know. You get into a Z4, feels like a 3 Series with 2 doors, you know, kind of thing. Or you get into a lot of other cars, you know, like it doesn't necessarily feel like so dedicated, but yeah.
I feel like if you don't like Porsche, I feel like if you don't, this is gonna kind of, I'm not even a fucking Porsche fanboy. I'm just gonna say it, bro. If you don't like Porsche, you need to grow up, because when I was like a little kid, bro, like I would say like even up to like a few years ago, like I was just brainwashed by Jeremy Clarkson constantly shitting on Porsche and calling the Cockster I already called it the Cockster, called the Boxster the Cockster, all that. Like I also used to be into like IMSA huge, and I liked Corvette, and Corvette's main rival was Porsche.
America.
So like I just did not like Porsche. I fucking hated Porsche. I hated every aspect of them. I called them knockoff Beetles. But you know what? Like, it takes growing up to realize the pure, just, it's a driver's made car, bro. Porsches are driver's made cars. And like, you could say that, oh, are all cars driver's made cars because everyone drives a car? Fuck you. No. Fuck off.
No, they're not.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
There's
with
different
that
cars
argument.
for different purposes.
Yeah. And Porsche, God damn, I'm telling you, bro, like, one day in the future, I don't care if it's like, I don't care if it's a 987 like you have. I don't care if it's a fucking an air-cooled 90s Porsche. I don't care if it's a fucking Boxster, bro. I want a goddamn Porsche sometime in the future.
And I think that's another thing. Like, most people who chat shit have never driven one or never sat in one. But like,
dude, sitting in one is crazy. It feels
like,
so nice.
Never sat in one, but like, you know, people call it the working man's Ferrari. But to be honest, like, I'll be really honest, like,
somewhat true.
I like, again, I've sat in Ferraris, you know, whatever. Like, in terms of the price point, I don't really know. Like, I think that was kind of one of the things I was alluding to earlier. Like, where do I go from here? Like, what do I get from here?
Because at
an
some
R32,
point...
no. Like an R32 is not going to be anywhere near the level of my Cayman right now. A 911, yeah, okay, fair enough. A bit bigger, a bit more powerful, rear engined. I'll probably enjoy that because it's a bit more edgy. That's kind of what I enjoy in a car. But like, you know, that's like the Cayman 20k difference.
I feel like the Cayman has like the perfect balance all the way around of everything you want out of a car. Because, for example, from car reviews and just from what I hear people say about the 32, 33, 34, but especially the 32, is I always hear so much about the power delivery. It's just nothing. It's like nothing else. And like, I'm not a big Skyline guy. I'm not a big fucking RB fanboy or whatever. But I feel like that's one of those examples where one aspect of the car kind of unbalances the rest, whereas in cars like the Porsche or the Miata, like everything is kind of there except, well, maybe not the Miata, but like just because the lack of power. But like something like a Cayman, where you have like everything equally distributed. There's no strengths that like peak above everything else like drastically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just an incredibly balanced like car, and that like a lot of Porsches, that's what people buy them for. And like, I mean, the Cayman, I mean, I'm sure there's Porsches that are fucking dog shit in one category or like don't run in another category, but just overall with the Cayman,
well, when it comes
like,
down to like the 911
yeah.
Cayman Boxster, yeah, obviously like the Cayennes and the Panameras are different vibes.
There's different, but there's different automobiles for different types of people, and I think like with the car you have, the Cayman, it just seems to be like an overall like solid roadster. And honestly, like there does come a point where it's like, okay, this car is great and all, and where you're thinking about where do I go from here, there are going to be some cars where it's like, okay, this car can like not necessarily giving me you more clout, but it's more so just like, okay, like I could upgrade to this or that, but at the same time, is it even worth it because I have such a fine vehicle here?
Well, I just don't really know. I don't really to get an upgrade from this, we're talking like, Cayman G, like, well, firstly a 981 generation afterwards, bit bigger, bit faster, but a little bit more digital, electric steering, like there's a lot of other things to it. Maybe like if I was gonna go upgrade to that, I'd have to be a GT4. Like it would have to be a GT4, and then we're talking like 60-70k, and that's a completely different ballpark. So it's one of those ones, really. I feel like I've bought a mad car, but at the same time, I don't know where I go from here. Like I don't know, I don't know what's next. Like, I feel like it will probably be a daily. Will probably be next, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I do like the idea of another Clio, but that's another topic. But yeah, I don't know where I go from here. I think for the amount of money it is, I don't know what else you'd go for.
I've been talking about this recently, just because it's something that's been on my mind. I can tomorrow if I really wanted to. I could go on Facebook Marketplace and buy one up, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to financially ruin myself.
Well, that's even that though, with the financially ruining yourself thing, like even still this first year, and all the problems that have occurred admittedly have been of my own doing and because I haven't had a job, but still less than the Clio. Servicing, like, yeah, I joke about it being expensive, but for a sports car, is it really that expensive? We're talking 199 for a minor service, 399 for a major service.
I mean, for a Porsche, I mean that seems to be on the cheap end, especially when it comes to used German cars. Because the thing with used German cars is more so BMWs, but just as a whole, at least here, the idea is you don't want to get a used German car because it's gonna break down and you're gonna have to spend a fuck ton on service. But I mean, like, and that's originally when I thought, when you said you bought a Porsche, I was thinking, okay, that's cool, but he's gonna spend a fucking arm and a leg on service. But I mean,
insurance, like again, I pay, I think it's $750 or $800 for the year. So, and that's obviously in the UK, it'll be different over there. Like, yeah, people have this idea that you buy a Porsche and it's like, you've got money. Like, I was at work and I had the fucking cleaner come in, and she was like, Jamaican woman, she was like, oh, so you're on big bucks then, this, that and the other kind of thing, and I was joking around, whatever. But like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, like nowhere near a C63 or an M3 to run. Like, you're probably in between like a C63 and let's say like the Clio's on this side. It's probably smack bang in the middle, like of how much it is to run. Like, yeah, like obviously it's unreal, but at the same time, just know if you buy one, you will probably not buy anything else. It's one of those ones really. Like I was always of the mindset of like I want to drive as many cars as possible, but honestly I'm like in here now, I'm too deep. And it's been a year.
Yeah.
Like you guys know what I was like when I had the Clio first year. It was kind of like oh fucking hell, like, love-hate relationship. Even the MX-5 I was always chatting about getting rid of it, and then it got to the actually getting rid of it part, put deposits on Fiesta STs, and I got into the driver's seat and I was like I can't get rid of this, like, you know. But with this it's like nothing like I've ever had before.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something involved. Oh yeah, so what you were saying about Porsche is obviously very similar to what I think about Mazda, but before it was kind of just one of those things where it was like, it's kind of a meme before, like back when I used to rinse that joke of being a Mazda fanboy on videos, like there was a layer of there is truth to it, and there still is, but it's not as like brainless as it used to be. It used to be just brainless, like, oh, Mazda, haha, funny pop-up headlight, funny pop-up headlight. Like, it was kind of just like...
It is pretty fun, though. It is pretty fun doing the pop-up headlights.
It was just one of those things where it was just, just kind of blindly being a fan for a certain manufacturer. But, like, and also because, I had the Mazda 6 as my first car. Anyway, after driving the Miata, bro, I've just been... I've just fallen in love more, like, than I already previously was. I've fallen in love more with, like, 90s Mazdas. Like, I'm being dead serious. Like I said, I could buy one tomorrow, but like I said, don't want to financially ruin myself. Bro, I really want, as a technically fourth car, but, like, my third car added to my collection right now.
That's outrageous, by the way.
Bro.
Already, it's like...
Bro, I want an FB or an FC with a 13B so bad.
Oh, really?
So bad. Either that or, like, okay, the only other car above those
FB
two...
reward.
The only other car above those two is an EF Civic hatch. Give me an SIR, please. Give me an SIR, please. Please give me an SIR.
Man, you're creeping in you're creeping in my territory.
See,
there,
but that's what I mean. Like, I want something Miata-like, but that isn't a Miata. I want, like I said, I want an RX-7, or I want a fucking EF. I want like an old Civic. Like,
I'm not done with hot hatches either. I don't.
I'm telling you, after driving my friend's B18 skunk tooth straight piped EG Civic, I am sold. I am sold so hard.
No, you
I am
can't
sold
get
so
mad
hard on
at those
Civics.
cars. Those cars are like, you can't hate those cars. You just can't hate those cars.
Dude, the VTEC, the sound of the intake when I hit VTEC. Oh my god, it was so fun.
Whether it's a Type R or a Clio, Renault Sport Clio, I definitely need to dip my toes in that once more. Because the one I got was a bad apple, but yeah, like when you hit fucking VTEC, when you hit variable valve timing and the cams open up, it is... Yeah, that's like I said. That's the only car I made Jay feel sick in. I made him feel sick in that car. Like, yeah, I need to experience that again with a pristine example.
I would love to get a Civic hot hatch, like an EG, EK9 or whatever, or like a DC2. Like, those are my dream project cars. Obviously, Honda / Acura fanboy over here.
As a daily, by the way, and I just want to say to the people that are watching, I didn't just completely contradict myself. I wouldn't get rid of it for the Porsche, but as a daily, yeah, I need that. Need that. DC2 would be a vibe as well. DC5 would be a vibe as well.
Yeah, those cars are just all like designed to make you smile, and they're also reliable. So interchangeable parts. It's just shit's easy to find, easy to fix. Those cars are just designed to make you smile. The only problem with those cars is that they're easy to steal. They're too easy to steal.
That's my only issue.
That's
with
a US
having
problem.
Civic. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that is a US problem. I mean, where I live,
it's terrible where I live, bro.
The Acura Integra and I think it's the Acura Integra and the Honda Civic. I forgot which version of the Honda Civic.
It's the EK and the EM. Those are the most stolen. And the EGs.
Those are the most.
EGs are also.
And I think Honda Accords as well are the most stolen cars in America because they're just so easy to fucking steal.
That's interesting. Didn't know that.
So if I wanted to get one of those, I'd have to probably my first modifications would probably be to
tracker, bro. You need a tracker.
Yeah, tracker. make it
I'm dead
as
serious, bro.
unstealable as possible. Unironically, like you need to take it to Los Santos Customs and get a tracker on it to claim it as yours almost. Like that's literally what you need to do when you get like a Civic.
Bro, you gotta understand the U.S. is GTA in real life. Like GTA is based off of this shit, bro.
Yeah.
GTA based off. This is real life, bro. This is real life.
Where I live specifically, like I'm willing to bet maybe like 45 to 50% of the Acuras and Hondas I see on the streets of Allentown are more than likely stolen or like on a hot sheet or something. Because you'll see like the marks from like the crowbars and just like how they get in, like you'll see that shit and it's like
most stolen car in the UK, the top 5
BMW,
goes Ford
BMW.
Fiesta, Range Rover, Ford Focus, VW Golf, Land Rover Discovery.
Golf makes sense.
Yeah, then
it's a very British list.
Then BMW 6th. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I didn't really. I didn't know that. Yeah, fucking Land Rover 2nd. Fucking hell.
That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Allegedly, the Kias nowadays are like extremely easy to steal. Like there's these like the Kia boys or whatever. They'll literally like the Kias are like super easy. Like the
Shout
Kia
out
Soul,
TikTok for
whatever
that
it's
one.
called.
Shout out TikTok.
Yeah, no, that's literally a TikTok thing. People going on TikTok. Here's how you hotwire a Kia, and then it just shows them stealing someone's
Apparently,
Kia. And then
That's a TikTok
the-
thing.
Yeah, so
that's a
apparently
TikTok
the
thing.
backstory is apparently the little ignition keyhole is the perfect size to fit a USB in there, and you just crank that bitch. Apparently that's how easy it is.
Mad.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly easy.
Like kids do bro, there was news articles where children, like literal 13-year-olds, stole Kias and went wild with them, bro. They went wild.
No, I've seen like in the news and on my feed like people just in Philly like stealing fucking like these Kias and they just joyride them around, crash them in this shit, and then just run away. Like,
Bro,
or like they'll do like
that's
shitty
crazy.
donuts in the intersection. Yeah,
We live in GTA Battle Pass.
yeah. It's,
Like over here, I've told you guys like about the keyless problem. So like basically anything keyless is like a target here. Like if your car has a key, typically there's just not as much as an incentive to like steal it.
Yeah.
But if you've got a keyless car, people just have the keyless scanners. They clone the key and then they take it off the drive. Sometimes they'll open it up on the drive and take they'll take the parts, or it depends on obviously what the fucking person's doing. But yeah, RS3s and like C63s, Mercs and Audis especially in my area are awful. Like Beamers as well get stolen all the time. But it's interesting, like obviously over there, if you have a stick, you got less chance of like things getting stolen.
No one knows how to fucking drive stick.
Dude, what's so funny
Yeah, like
too-
the whole philosophy behind like stealing cars is so different in the States compared to here,
bro,
you know.
I like it. Kind of put into perspective, like I saw this, like it was an Instagram reel, but it was like a re-uploaded TikTok, and it was of this guy backing up his like his bagged BMW M4, and just like just doing what I do. I like when I reverse, I'll go like quarter way out on the clutch, and I'll just vim.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
what I
like
do.
doing it. It's fun. And like the caption was when you gotta let everyone know you drive manual. I'm like, that's kind of a cringe caption. Let's look at the comments. And I look at the comments, and like the top comment had like 3,500 likes, and it said something like, only in America where you would flex you could drive manual. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that is an
that
American
is such an
thing.
American thing to flex that you
That
drive
is an
manual.
American thing.
It's so American. Like it's funny too, because it's like when you talk to people who aren't really like into cars, and you tell them that you drive something that's like manual, they're like, what? Wow, people still know how to drive those things?
Yeah.
It's like, what? What? That's such a boomer thing to
that is
say, bro.
crazy.
Shut the fuck
Or
up.
like people are like impressed. Like,
Yeah,
you drive stick?
that's what
Like,
it is. It's either shock or impression.
Yeah,
Like,
like
it's so weird.
I've had people like who I've driven who are like, oh, you drive stick? Like, no way. Like, that's so cool, man. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, here's the
Yeah,
thing,
they're
bro.
like,
If it's a
not.
certain
That's
car,
not a question here.
if it's a certain
not a
car,
question here.
like for example, if someone says, "Yeah, I drive an Infiniti G37 sedan 6MT," I'm like, "Whoa, they only made 2,500 of those. That's crazy. That's crazy." That's like the only time where like if it's a certain car that has like a very limited amount of like manual trim options, I'll shit my pants over that because that's cool. But if it's just someone saying, "Yeah, my Civic's manual," I'm not gonna be like, You know how to drive manual? You know how to drive manual?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing that, bro.
I don't think I actually will buy an auto anytime soon. Like having driven my mom's Mark V Clio for a little bit longer as well, like even being in gridlock traffic, like this is coming from someone who's in gridlock traffic every single morning that like I go to the office, whatever. Like there's just for me it's not enough of a hindrance to justify buying an auto over a manual. Like there's just something about it for me while my legs are working. You know, like we've got only so many more years. Like I think for me, like there's something to it. Like even being on the motorway and like, you know, in an auto, like when you're creeping, like, you know, you can't just like, you know, heel and toe down to like whatever to use engine braking to slow down, or like those little habits you get into, you know, bro, to like just driving generally. I'd miss all that.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Really would miss all that.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't love, but I find it way more entertaining to drive manual in gridlock traffic because I have this little, and I'm sure we all play this game. I love playing the game where when the traffic starts creeping forward after being dead stopped, how long you can keep it in neutral and keep it rolling without using the brakes or the clutch. I love doing that shit, bro. That shit's so fun.
That's a fun mini game.
It's a fun mini game. Yeah.
I love another mini game I like playing is there's a hill near my house, and I'll play the mini game of how long can I drive in neutral? How long can I just keep my car rolling in neutral down this hill? How far can I take
That's not a game I like playing because I don't like cooking my brakes for one, and I also don't like.
I'm not riding my brakes. I'm just like driving as I would normally.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you for riding your brakes if you clutch kick up hills or whatever.
No. That arc ended. We know that. The clutch kicking up hills arc has been dead since like 2020.
Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait,
okay, I'll explain. So
I don't want Richard to explain.
No. I'm explaining. It's my arc, my story. It's part of my life story. I'm saying it. So when I first was teaching myself how to drive stick IRL, I developed a habit of clutch kicking up hills to gain more speed if I didn't have enough momentum or I didn't have enough revs. So I would.
Is that the whole story?
I would clutch kick up hills instead of properly downshifting. And it's a habit.
This man hates his clutch.
No, this is a I don't do it anymore. Like you're acting like I do it every fucking day.
Where did you like hear that from? Like why?
No, it's just a habit I developed.
No, yeah, he just decided to put it in fucking fifth and go up the hill going 20 miles per hour and just go.
Because no one taught me how to drive stick shift. I taught myself. So. Yeah.
Fair enough. The only thing I have had similar to that was when I was in sixth form. We used to go out on lunch with this guy called
Harold.
We'll call him Steve. We'll call him Steve for today's video because we don't want to,
Steven!
Yeah, Steven. And he had a like lime green VW Lupo, and he used to get bullied for it. Like he used to get bullied for that motherfucker. Like,
man, come on.
He was one of those guys, like, you know, bit awkward, whatever. But anyway, me and my mate Hayden used to go out with lunch for him because he had the car. We used to go to this one car park, do handbrake turns. This was allegedly before we had a license. Anyway, we used to go do whatever. So we used to go around and skidding his car, and he used to enjoy it. So he used to be like, yeah, you can obviously have a go, whatever. This one time, like, me and Hayden obviously in the back seat. For some reason, he could see I was like kicking the clutch to try to just get something out of this little shitbox Lipo that was like a little 1.4 whatever kind of thing. But me and Hayden could smell something when it was his turn. He literally just had the clutch all the way down and the foot fat to the floor, the accelerator, clutch completely burnt out. And yeah, we had class like
No.
literally 20-30 minutes. Luckily the walk was only about 20-30 minutes. My guy was
no.
there. The car fucking broke down. I'm not gonna lie, me and Hayden weren't mates with him like that. We were pissing ass.
Man.
We were on the way back and I was crying.
So you
I
bully
was-
this kid and then you
No,
I didn't
bully
bully
him.
him. I didn't bully him.
bully
I
him.
didn't bully him. I didn't bully him.
Okay,
But
okay.
I was pissing myself. I weren't really friends with him like that. I won't lie. I'll be real. I weren't really
Okay.
friends with him like that. Me and Hayden are friends. We still talk. Obviously, you know, Hayden the stand-over, but yeah, Stephen, he can hold the L. That's a
Steven,
fat
man.
L.
Steven, get fucked it. I don't want to be mean to Steven, but Steven,
I don't want to be
come
mean
on,
to
man.
Steven,
Nah, everyone
Come
can.
on,
No,
man.
come on. Let's just go for it, man.
Come on,
Stephen, he
man.
was a
We've-
weird child. He used to pick his
Nah.
nose in class. He was a weird
Ah.
child. Kind
Come on,
of had it
Steven.
coming, you know, like zero riz.
So a little bit.
Riz.
Don't you dare fucking say that word again in this podcast.
You're gonna have to bleep it out
God.
both times. So
I was gonna
No,
say something about
so-
Steven, but you know what? That just totally just ruined my. I think that ruined my mental health.
Oh, get over yourself, fucking. Lord.
Richard needs to go for a walk.
Yeah, I need
Yeah,
to
go
go
for a walk, bro.
I need to go outside, bro. This
Literally.
this TikTok,
Immature ass
this TikTok
motherfucker.
lingo got me fucked up right now. To be honest.
Hey, you busted it up, sexual style. Go to it with the sauce, whatever. We're talking about TikTok lingo. I mean, all right. Why you
Wait,
think
is it
about
just
what I
is it just me or is it a little
All right, why
awkward
you
in
think
here?
about what I just said?
It's a little awkward in here.
Alright,
Let
or
me-
like,
Hmm.
I feel like in that moment of silence, all I could smell was the disgusting taste of CJ's flume. Like,
Oh,
in
no.
that-
Nah.
in
That's a
that-
conspiracy. It's a fucking
in that
conspiracy.
moment,
It's
there
a
is
fucking
nothing
conspiracy.
about
I'm willing
that,
to
bro.
fucking bet if we
There
get
is-
camera, if I check cams of that parking garage, you probably were sucking on that fucking food, be like, oh, this tastes so good.
The only
This
reason
tastes so good.
why CJ thinks that this is a myth
This
for
tastes so good.
the only reason why CJ thinks this is a myth for is because he doesn't brush his teeth. That's it.
That's
Yeah,
brush
I
my
wish
teeth
I got
the
a
only
video
reason
of
why
you
he thinks
sucking
it's
on
a
it,
myth.
you know.
I brush my teeth once in the day, once
Wish I
after
got a
night,
video of
once
that.
in the night.
Once a week.
During the day, and no. Nah, I'm not letting them control the narrative here. I brush my teeth.
I don't know, guys.
Twice
Hey,
a day.
Let the liberal media consume your brains, guys,
Yeah.
because you're seeing it in action right now.
Bro, fucking Richard works
You're
for
talking
fucking
about
Fox
controlling
News.
the- no,
This
you're
dude
talking
works
about
for
controlling
fucking Fox
the-
News.
You're talking about controlling the media, but weren't you the same one that was literally chatting about Playboy Carti not releasing that album like literally
Oh
an hour
my
ago?
God,
What does this
bro.
have to do
Chatting
with fucking
so
controlling the
much
media?
shit.
What the fuck?
Like, what are you chatting
What the
about?
fuck? This doesn't have
you
to
just
do with
chat
anything.
So much rubbish. You actually
Oh
don't
my
brush your teeth.
God.
It's been
I
documented.
brush my teeth twice a day.
All the
I-
amount
I-
of iced tea you've been consuming over the past how many years? Legal years of this podcast. Seven
Like, bro.
legal years of this podcast.
the legal years,
You-
yeah.
Bro,
you just
Cam.
chat so much shit.
Alright,
Cam,
let the
last time
fucking
CJ
English
came
we
here-
ain't even
person
started
talk.
about the zoo.
Let the British
zoo.
person
Listen,
talk.
it
Let
was
the
wet.
British person talk. Speaking more
CJ.
British lingo or whatever.
Yeah, CJ, let's not lie about the fact that the last time you were here, when Cam wasn't here, by the way, you came here, and on the day I took you to the airport, you bragged to me that you didn't brush your teeth the entire trip. And in fact,
I don't remember doing
oh
that.
yeah,
Nah.
oh yeah, you're
That's
like,
bullshit. I remember having to get in the fucking travel tube of fucking toothpaste. I remember that.
yeah, and you just ate it because you like the taste.
I don't know. Oh, is this part
Now
of the
you
CJ
mention
lore
it.
now?
Now you mention it.
This
I
is part
don't
of the
ever.
CJ lore now?
I don't ever
We're just
remember
making
you
shit
brushing your
up.
teeth. I don't ever remember you brushing your teeth.
Yeah,
Like,
because I'm in the bathroom alone. What the fuck?
Oh,
You're not
yeah,
in the bathroom
you're in the
with
bathroom
me.
alone a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Especially the one in LA where you were
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
jacking off all
I
night.
have my own fucking bathroom. No.
That's not a conspiracy. You
Okay,
admitted
that
that.
part.
You admitted that on the
J-
podcast last week.
The JO was only one time. I JO'd one time. That's it. You know what? I'm human. All right. All right. Speaking of
My guy
that,
could not
let's
wait.
talk about my fucking Acura.
10 days. It wasn't even 2 weeks. It was 10 days. Like,
Nah, I've gone 2 weeks. For your fucking information, you fucking red coat lobster motherfucker, I've gone 2 weeks without JOing.
Yeah, that was 0 weeks to 2 weeks as a baby, and then after that, it's been every single day.
Shut the fuck up, man. Let's go to commercial break. We gotta go to commercial break. Shut this fucking guy up. Let's talk about my Acura.
What a transition! This has got to be the best transition on the Drivecast ever.
Everybody, shut the fuck up.
Everyone,
I'm gonna
shut
talk
the
about
fuck
my
up.
Acura.
And CJ, it's time to talk about his goddamn Acura.
It's my fucking turn, okay? So, my Acura. The first thing that I need to fucking do to my Acura is fix the goddamn AC. Because
Bro, you've already talked about
already
this.
been over
You've
this.
already gone over this.
I'm shut
already
the
gone
fuck
over
up.
this.
Shut the fuck up. Let me talk about my Acura.
No,
Obviously-
you're not.
Oh.
You're trying to control the narrative. You're trying to control
Alright,
the narrative
fucking
now. You've
shut
already
this fucking
chatted about
guy up.
this. You're gonna chat about Playboy Carti not releasing an album again?
Oh
like,
my god,
shut
man,
the fuck
man,
up.
man!
It's in the timestamp. It's
You
in the
shut
timestamp.
fuck up. You shut the fuck up.
In the
God,
right, everyone
God.
is commenting.
This is why we need to
Everyone's
delete the fucking British Isles. Get that fucking
you've
shit
got-
out of here.
If you've
Oh
got this
my
far
God.
into the podcast, please let us know if you would like CJ to talk about his Acura in the
I'm
comments.
fucking.
right
I want
now.
to talk about my goddamn Acura. I'm gonna. This is America.
CJ, you gotta wait for this podcast to release before you get the answer of people saying that.
And
you
I
can
will
talk
read
about
out
your Acura.
all
my
of the people.
God.
If you
Oh,
read,
hell no.
I will read
Hell
out
no.
all the comments of people who want CJ or do not want CJ to talk about his Acura.
CJ
in
wants to
next
talk
month's
about his
podcast.
Acura. If you're part of the cause, be sure to comment. We want to see CJ talk about his Acura. We want it.
And you're,
Hell,
you're
YouTuber L take.
What do you mean it's a fucking L take? Wow, bruh.
bro.
Anyway,
in
speaking
the
about
last
my
in the
Acura.
last 10 minutes, Cam has just turned into an Instagram comment section with
Yeah, bro.
with L Riz
Bro,
W take.
Honestly, he's just gonna be spamming L like God. I it's like I'm not even talking
God,
to a
he's
human.
emoting on us now. He's emoting on us.
It's like I'm not even talking to a human. I mean I'm not. He's British, so he's or not, but still. Anyway,
How am I the
You're
youngest
so
here?
Cringe.
Back to my fucking-
L.
back to my fucking
Cringe.
point. Back to my fucking
Cringe
point.
YouTuber, L YouTuber.
Anyway, I put in the chat.
W hippo, W hippo.
God damn it. I'm gonna, man. Anyway, my Acura.
You're accurate.
All right. So one thing I would love to do to my Acura, and this is kind of like a pipe dream, if I can actually get my hands on, it's like the fucking like lost treasure or something. I want to get a Mugen kit for my TSX. That would be fucking sick. I would love.
The
to get a
thing
Mugen
is,
kit.
CJ, they are so expensive though.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're-
CJ, I didn't even tell you this. I've been pretty hush hush about it. I've just been living, bro. I'm trying to stay off of this guy as much as possible, and
Yeah.
I just when I go out to car shows, I'll like literally the only phone activity is when I open up Snapchat and send shit specifically just to our group
the
chat.
boys.
Yeah.
That is literally
Yeah.
the only time I'm on my phone. Other than that, I stay off the bitch. So I haven't even and like sometimes when I'm at car shows, I'm like, ooh,
No photos?
I got
Instagram
video.
photos
I got
as well?
video, but I've seen some wild shit the past few weekends, bro. I'm talking like Lancia Deltas, Audi Quattros.
Bro, the Bay Area, man, it's just different. The spawn
That like
rate's just
that like
different.
one fucking hot rod slant nose Porsche that was there. There's just a lot of
Deltas
just,
be hitting different. That's a bit of me.
it's just wild shit, right? So I saw at Carnival, which by the way, the quality was like way less than Radwood. Radwood was specifically 80s and 90s retro cars, stock or modified, custom, resto modded, what the fuck ever. With Carnival, it was mainly just a modified car show. And the thing is like, when you really think about it, like, especially in the US, I'm not sure how it is over in the UK, because I don't really get UK car stuff on Instagram while I'm just, like, browsing. But, like, a lot of people, more often than not, like, I would say if someone were to modify a car for some reason, they're modifying like a 2011 or newer car. Like a large majority of people that modify cars, at least where I live, bro, I see a lot more like modified modern cars in comparison to modified like retro.
I'd say it's a good mix over here.
Because
I'd
like
say it's a good mix.
I think so too, but I guess it depends where you look. Because yeah, like I said, at Redwood it was just 80s and 90s stuff, and at Carnival it was like anything, and there was just a lot of like newer stuff. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the show and the demographic of the show. But what I was gonna say was, CJ, I saw two Mugen TSXs there, and I like immediately thought, damn, CJ like needs that. I want that for CJ.
I gotta get my hands on those.
Please may I have the room? Please may I have the room?
Oh my God, this fucking guy.
Well, I was literally about to ask the question. I wanted someone to explain TSX lore to me. So,
okay,
what are the
Accord
models?
Euro.
Is it like is?
All right,
Yeah. So like, is
right,
it like is it a 1.0? Yeah, let me land, man.
Sorry.
Relax. Is it like a situation where it's like there's an entry level SE, and then there's like a kind of a sport, and then obviously there isn't a Type R, but like, what's the lore?
So I have a second generation CU2 TSX, which started around 2008, 2009, and ran to about 2014. It's a CU2 TSX. My dad actually has a Gen 1, but the CU2, there's really only two versions. You have the tech version, the tech package, which just gives you more bullshit, and then you have the standard, and I have the standard. Now, there's also two different variants of the car. There's the automatic, obviously, which actually is a fucking 4-cylinder. No, sorry, it's a 6-cylinder. The automatic versions of those are 6 cylinders, but I have a 6-speed standard version.
Which, by the way, CJ, I just want to interject real quick. The J series, very slept on. For some reason, everyone sleeps on it. Anyway, continue. Sorry, just want to say that.
But I actually have a 4-cylinder vehicle, and mine's a standard, and I have a K series engine in mine. So I have a K24 engine.
You got what Ferrari owners, you got what Skyline owners, you got what fucking everyone wants, bro. You got the engine that everyone wants.
Exactly. Like, I've got gold in my fucking engine bay, honestly.
So I'm seeing also 3.5 liter V6 as well on Google.
What? Well, yeah. My car across the pond is the Honda Accord. So for you, it would be the 2010 Honda Accord is my car.
The front's a bit different. I definitely recognize it. But yeah, on Google it's saying 2.4,
2.4 liter. 2.4
and then
liter.
there's a 3.5 liter, 280 horsepower V6.
Yep, that's the automatic version. There's no stick variant that is the 6-cylinder. Which is a little unfortunate. I could definitely... There are some instances where I'm on the turnpike where I kind of wish I had the extra power. But, I mean, 201 horsepower, that's more than enough for what I need for my daily use. It's my daily, after all. And like I said earlier in the episode, it's been extremely, like... The car's treated me extremely well.
It's a workhorse engine, bro.
Yeah, it's a workhorse, yeah. It's super reliable.
What was, like, the kind of, like, model variant of yours called again?
I have the CU2.
Yeah, but what's like? Is it a sport? Is it an executive? Is it a...
It's just the CU2. There's no variant. I have the base package, unless you're talking about that. Because there's the base package and there's the tech package, which gives you more like goodies. Like early era 2010 like goodies, you don't really want that. I mean, I've got Bluetooth. That's all I need. The only thing that sucks about the Bluetooth in my car is that it's delayed.
It's true.
But other than that, like...
If you get like an FM transmitter, it'll do the same job. Like, one thing I've realized with having Android Auto in my car is it's not any different to actually just having it on your phone.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's no different to just having Waze on your phone.
Honestly, all I do is I just load up Waze, I have a little thing on my cup holder that's for my phone. I just put Waze there, I put on Spotify, and I'm good to go.
I think Waze actually works better on your phone than having it on the screen in the middle, just because of like updates come faster and then things update quicker when you're actually using it and like all those kind of things, you know.
That makes sense. I don't have it.
I just want to say about CarPlay and shit. When you have CarPlay in a car with no AC and it's very small and you have no tint, it overheats the fuck out of your phone.
Whoa,
So,
really? Oh, your phone, no,
yeah.
it overheats my phone as well.
bro, like
Yeah.
like I have to, it will literally force shut off. Like it will be too hot to
Oh,
turn on.
really?
Yeah. Yeah,
wow.
it force shuts off. So I'm just driving with no music, which is fine. At least I'm not driving in the Infinity without any music. That would drive me fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But in the Miata, I'm like, I could enjoy that car without the music, bro. But like, it is kind of annoying, especially when I am trying to like really listen to my tunes. But in that car, I have to like. One thing that is nice with CarPlay is like I don't have to specifically use the like CarPlay cord. I could just do Bluetooth. Even though I don't have all
Yeah.
of the goodies like on the screen, like Waze up and shit, like just because I'm not connected to CarPlay anymore, the Bluetooth still works, and that's why I have to run during the summer, or like during really hot days where it's like pretty warm outside. So yeah, I just want to avoid like having my phone just like randomly shut off, because that shit is so annoying.
Yeah, my phone always gets hot when I'm like connected to Android Auto. Like
I never knew it could do that
all the time.
because
Yeah, it
have
runs hot.
I don't
Even-
have it in my car. So
Even on cold days, like I'm touching my phone after a drive, and it's still pretty warm, bro. Like it's cooking a little bit.
Can't be
But
good
I
for
was
the
gonna-
battery.
yeah.
No, not good for the battery.
No, I mean,
But,
for
CJ,
what I
I was gonna ask you. I'm glad
Yeah.
I found out. I did a quick Google search, and I found out this wasn't the case. I always get that same generation TL and TSX mixed up so
Yeah.
much. Not
So
as
do
far
I
as,
sometimes.
Not as
I'll
far
be
as how they
honest.
look, but them as cars. Because I was gonna ask you if they had the SH all-wheel drive system on that car, because that was from the same era. But I looked it up, and it's the TL that had it, not the TSX. But
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. There are some times, like, looking at the front where I'll be like, is that a TSX or a TL, Because they look very similar in the front. There's obviously, like, some small differences.
also,
but
just
once
because
you
they're
look
like
at the
basically the
rears-
same car. And
Yeah,
my friend,
they
my friend
basically
Tim,
just are the same car.
my friend Tim, I played Need for Speed World with him and made like hella videos with him, way back in the day. Big Honda guy. He's had this like Acura TL. It's a 2006 Acura TL.
Okay, so that's still, like, Gen 1. That's still
Yeah.
Gen 1.
So that would be the equivalent to like a CU1 TSX. But
So, basically, yeah.
those, okay, the Gen 1 TLs versus the TSXs,
It's-
I can't tell them apart sometimes. I have to like look really close.
It's the rear. It's the
Yeah,
rear. That's the
but
that's the
but
thing that gives
from
it
the
away.
front, bro,
The
it's
front is
so
exactly
hard.
the same. It's
It's so
exactly the
hard.
same for the
Yeah.
most part.
Interesting.
But I
They
will
could
say
do,
the Gen 1 TLs still look like insane to this day. They don't look 20 years old. There's
Yeah,
no way those cars look 20
Those
years old.
have the J32s and the J35s.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna say J36 earlier, but yeah, it's J35. That's the 3.5
They
liter
did do a Type S here.
one. Ooh.
Yeah,
Basically.
no, not over here. Not
They
over
did do
here.
a Type S over here, and obviously they did the Type R, but that was generation before. Interesting. Obviously, you don't see any of those here, so
They only
like,
did
I don't think I've ever seen one.
They only did a Type S, as far as the TL TSX twins. They only did a Type S of the TL, right? And the previous one they did before that was the RSX, but that's a totally different chassis.
I will say,
That's an Integra, not an Accord.
from what I've heard from multiple people, is that the stick variant of the TSX, the version I own, is actually like really rare. Like, I looked it up. Apparently, like, only like 5 to 3% of like owners of TSXs are stick owners, compared to like the rest
Yeah.
being auto.
That's-
like, the car is actually like extremely rare. And
That's how I look
was-
at 6MT owners, G37 sedan 6MT owners.
Yeah.
It's just so jealous. So jealous.
It's just like, I got extremely lucky. I also paid $4,000 for it, so I got extremely lucky to get a car that's incredibly reliable, stick shift, rare, and just a fun car to drive overall. And it's a good daily for $4,000. I got the steal of the century, not to brag or anything, but I got the steal of the century. And I actually test drove a couple months ago. I test drove the new 2023 Acura Integra, stick shift version, and I loved the car. It was fantastic.
New one?
Sport. Yeah, the new one. It was. I took it
the
on.
normal
I
one or the
took.
Type S.
It was a Type S, and I took it on. I took it on I-78 here because the Acura dealership's near there, and it was fun. But it's like, okay, this is basically just a better version of my car. That's kind of what it is. It has a Civic engine and everything, and like that's all fine and dandy. But it's still Type S pushes a little more, but it's still base model because I can't afford a Type S. The base model is like 201 horsepower. It's exactly the same as my car, and the car just felt very similar to my car. It just felt like a newer version. So I'm like, okay, this is cool and all. I would love.
I mean,
if
you're paying for the nicer interior. You're paying for the
goodies. You're paying for all the goodies. Yeah.
All the other things. Then with the Type S, obviously you're gonna get a lot more power and probably
exactly
refined. But like,
at the end of
the law of diminishing returns, kind of what I was alluding to earlier when I was talking about the Cayman.
Exactly. And I mean, the car is like fine and all, and it'll probably last me like 20 years. Like if I wanted to like keep it for 20, I wouldn't want to keep it for 20 years, but it would last me 20 years because it's an Acura. But at the end of the day, like I love my TSX. I don't really want to do too much to it, like parts wise. I would love to put a cold air intake in there. Obviously fix the AC, but I think that's a pretty redundant point at this point. Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, what's that shit? He got a glizzy wrapped up, bro.
What is that?
Damn, he got
a lampshade.
Oh, air intake.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was a glizzy.
Sorry for audio only listeners.
Hey, suck a dick, bro. That's unfortunate. I take my time editing this shit. Fuck y'all.
I literally have.
Hey, but also we like you though. Thank you.
Yeah. Please don't leave. Please don't turn it off.
Don't turn.
Oh, he.
No, we're talking to the audio listeners. Continue.
I can't turn it on. The filter, it needs to be.
Well, I'd assume so.
Yeah,
Shit.
right.
Dude.
I made a bit of a mess, so let me just clean myself up.
Oh, I love that.
Right.
I love that for you.
While he cleans himself up, I actually really need to pee. Like I've been holding.
Are
my piss for 2
you
hours.
serious?
Oh no, he's back.
Your little lady bladder, bro. Your little
I do
lady
have a
bladder.
lady- You know this.
Your
You
lady
fucking
bladder
know
about
this.
a bus, bro. My
You know
God.
my lady bladder do about the bus. But anyway,
Get a load
back
of this
to
guy.
cars,
lady
like-
bladder.
Hey, listen.
Lady
If
bladder.
your lady bladder about a bus, you could get up right now and we could just continue the cast without you.
It's fine.
Go
No,
ahead. Go ahead.
I want to talk about Acuras and Hondas. Anyway,
I'm not done with
CJ's
this yet.
Acura corner.
yeah, CJ's Acura corner.
Fucking hell.
But
I
anyway,
want a rebellion. I want
a mutiny.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
want
speaking
civil war.
of project cars, I would love to buy. I'm always on the hunt for an EK9, like an EK and EG, or what I would absolutely love to have is a DC2. I want a DC2 that I can just build up and kind of like make my own. Like I love the DC2 Integras. My dad, he didn't have a DC2, but growing up, my dad had a 91 DC1 Integra. And I just remember like that fondly, crawling in the back like as a kid, you know. That car was a lot of fun, and I know he enjoyed it. What did I say this time? What's got you guys fucking giggling this time?
I remember when I was a young boy crawling in the
Oh my god. Okay. Because it was a 2-door. It didn't have a fucking back. Okay. Are you okay? Take a deep breath.
Bro, CJ's type of motherfucker to really crawl into the back and shit.
Okay. Anyway,
Fuck me.
I would love to have a DC2 Integra. I would love to like build it up, or like a hot hatch Honda Civic, some with VTEC. Or, and this is another like side of me. This is like Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or whatever. The other half of me wants to get a. Don't say what. What car are you thinking? I'm gonna say.
Don't fucking say it.
What car are you gonna say? What car are you thinking?
It begins with a C. Don't fucking say it.
I would love
I'm a
to
bit
get
lost.
a Panther body.
God
Either
damn it.
either
Crown Victoria.
Either a Crown Victoria or a Mercury, the Mercury.
Bro,
version.
CJ's gonna be the type of guy to get shot because he's imitating a police officer in public. He's doing police RP IRL.
That's not why I want a Crown Vic.
That's convicted
Obviously-
pedophile
No,
movement, so I'm not
that's
gonna
No,
not
it
why I
is
want a
like
Crown
honestly,
Vic.
I think owning a Crown Victoria, depending on who you are and how clean it is, it's just a sex offender car. Let's be honest
No.
with ourselves. Let's be honest with ourselves. Who else gets an ex-cop car other than meth heads and sex offenders?
I didn't say it. I mean, obviously, an ex-cop car is probably
Get the
cheapest
UV
way
light
to
in the
get
back
it.
of that. Choo.
But no, when I think of like if I had the choice between a Crown Vic or a Mercury Marauder, I'd probably get a Mercury Marauder because those things are unironically fucking sleepers. Those are like kind of like, you know, like that like meme where it's like Jeff and like the cooler Jeff. The cooler Jeff would be the Mercury Marauder. Because it's like a souped up like sleeper of the Crown Victoria. Obviously, I
have a question.
Yeah.
So obviously earlier on I was kind of chatting about like what I valued most in a car. So like, you know, I guess that's the feeling you get, the handling, the balance, all that kind of shit. What is it that you look for? Like, what is it? Is it the comfort? Is it the engine? Is it the what is it?
For me, Panther bodies are frame on body, so they're easy to repair. They're easy to work on. Obviously, they have a lot of history, automotive-wise. Obviously,
I'm talking about the way it makes you
cars,
feel.
taxis,
I'm talking about
you know.
the feeling, 4D. Like I'm talking about, you know, those kind of elements. Not so much the practical stuff. Like, what is it when you're driving a car? Like, what feelings is it that make you want to drive more? Like, that's kind of where I'm coming from.
Well, Mercury Marauder. I can speak more for the Mercury Marauder because it has like a.
No, I'm asking like about your TSX right now. I'm talking about cars you actually driven. Like you when you drive a car. Like for me, it's the feeling through the communicative steering. It's the sound. It's the smell. Like all those things we're talking about. Like what is it for you that like ticks you on? Like if you could pick 3 things about driving which make you like want to drive more, what is it?
Yeah, it makes your tip creamy and shit.
I mean, I love driving stick. I love good looking cars. Like I like my cars to look like, you know, somewhat good.
Yeah, that's why it puts a bunch of like YouTuber stickers on the back of the
Nah, those are coming off. Oh, like straight up
Send nudes.
Yeah, that shit's coming off. That shit coming off. Nah,
bro, this guy has been saying I'm gonna take out those stickers for like 2 years now, bro. They're probably like peeling and shit.
They are. I got
Bro, take that shit off. What are you doing?
But I remember the first time the first sticker was the Crown sticker, and I cut someone off in traffic, and they were really upset. And I just like to think they're like, oh, I'm looking up this Crown guy, fucking asshole, cut me off. But anyway, what did I say? Obviously, I love like driving stick shift. I love just like getting into like cars, like learning about their history and everything, and just owning like a piece of that, or like, you know, different like type of vibe from just strictly driving. I think just owning and like, you know.
So basically, what I'm getting
something.
here is CJ's the nerd and we're whores, Cam.
Yeah, I think so.
We like the smell and feel.
Yeah, I'm
obviously that's part of it, because when I drove your
See, but that's
car,
the thing.
Richard,
That's not the first thing you're looking for. Me and Cam are animals, bro.
not necessarily.
Yeah, it's the raw feeling.
But it is part of it. But it is part
for
of it.
me,
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It is
Like,
part of it. I mean, when I was driving
CJ likes
Richard's
his history
car-
and whatnot. CJ likes his history and how the car looks. And don't get me wrong, how the car looks does matter. But me and Cam love the feel and the smell, baby. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I'm
coolant.
raw dogging this motherfucker.
That clutch.
I'm raw dogging this motherfucker. I ain't going in for no history thing. The history is,
But,
we're gonna make history.
Yeah, that was a sexy. I think my tip got creamy, but not because of the cars this time. Anyway, continue, CJ. Sorry.
But I mean, fuck the Mercury Marauder, the generation I would want, the 3rd generation, 306 horsepower, like 4.6 liter like engine, like it's a fucking sleeper, like.
So what? Straight line performance?
Obviously, it's not gonna be cornering or anything like that. But I mean, fuck. I mean, how many people have a Mercury Marauder? You know, how many people like are like? There's a lot of people who are into Panther bodies.
Zero.
And
I can think of zero.
No, there's a lot of obviously.
I can't think of any. So
Obviously. But there's a lot of people who are into Panther bodies, and I just think they're cool cars, you know, just with the history that they have, like as cop cars, taxi cabs, like.
They'd be a cool drift car. I'd drift a bitch.
Unironically, you know, and they're just different, you know, like like the gear shit. They have a column gear. Like I've actually driven. My buddy had a 1997 Crown Victoria, and it was
to rewind. What car were you just talking about? Panther body.
Mercury Marauder.
Well, the Panther body is the Crown Victoria, the Ford Crown Victoria, the Mercury Marauder, and the Lincoln Town Car.
How the fuck?
That's
you
the
spell
Panther.
Marauder?
Oh, I forgot about the Lincoln Town Car.
I actually don't know
but
what the fuck you're talking about right now.
They're American cars. They're very American cars. I'm sure
it just looks like
Crown...
it just looks like a Crown Vic.
See,
Yeah,
Cam, this is the type of shit that you're looking at right now. When I saw what UK traffic cars looked like for the first time, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like seeing something like a Polo for the first time was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Really?
Or like I would see the Vox, like the GM shit, like Vauxhalls and whatnot.
like
off
horses
topic.
and stuff.
Off
Yeah.
topic, you know what I saw the other... This is very quick. I saw a Pontiac Astra in the parking lot of one of the clients I was at earlier.
yeah.
That would be
And
a
you don't
Vauxhall.
see-
Vauxhall.
Are they Saturn
You
or are they Pontiac?
Sorry,
no, they're Pontiac, right?
Saturn.
They do
no, it's
Buicks
Saturn.
as well.
It's
that
my
I
bad.
was
It's
saying
Saturn
as well,
It's-
right? They do Buicks.
Wait, or is
that
it
are, like,
both?
similar.
Because I know GM did the fucking thing where it was like both, but I'm pretty sure it's a Saturn now that I think about it.
So yeah,
But
this is just a debadged Crown Vic.
with more power, more.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't.
And
even know this existed.
and the Lincoln Town Car I think has a little more than a Crown Vic, not as much as the Mercury, but it was sold more as like limo, like as a limo car, like a old, kind of like fancy car. Because back in the day, we're
A
talking
limo,
about the
you
mid-
know.
Yeah, but we're talking, and I just want to kind of
Ross
talk about
Clark.
like this is from an era of like the early to mid 2000s where all of the American car companies had like fucking 4 different divisions under them, and they made like different variants of each car just under those fucking variants. Like growing up,
That's definitely an American car thing because it wasn't.
It's a very American
European
car
car
thing.
thing.
Like we had a Dodge Grand Caravan.
And it's a Japanese
growing
car
up.
thing too.
The Japanese do that
and
too.
American car thing.
Yeah, but
me an
growing, I just
example.
remember.
In the 90s, Mazda had Unos, Effany, and AutoZam,
Yeah.
and Mazda as the main line.
Yeah.
Effany was
in the U.S.
No, I'm talking over in Japan.
Japan.
Effany was the luxury brand, Unos was the economy brand, and AutoZam was the K car brand, and then Mazda was the
crazy.
main brand.
I think it was the opposite over here. Like we didn't have. I don't think we've ever had Acura actually. I think it's always just been
Acura has always been an American.
Acura's
Honda.
American.
I think the only company that is probably similar is Lexus.
Now,
Lexus
want to
is
know
the
one
luxury
thing?
brand of
Other than
Toyota.
that, same.
Toyota, yeah.
Want to know one thing that would blow your mind, Cam? Canadian domestic market Acura, completely different from American domestic market Acura. I imagine the Mexican Acura brand is also on some shit. The CSX is what I was thinking of. The CSX.
Acura's
is-
CSX.
the sex.
The,
the sex.
the CSX is the
Oh,
FD2. That's
What
the FD2
the-
Civic.
This
Oh,
wow,
shit.
what the fuck? For the 2013 model
Yeah,
year.
that is crazy.
Sorry, the only reason why I got mistaken with the RSX front, quote unquote, was because it has a similar name, the CSX. But yeah, the CSX is the
What
FD2
the
Civic, and we didn't get the FD2 Civic in the US. So
Nor did we.
That's- This is first time I've seen.
Yeah, nor
this.
did we.
no, CJ, yeah, I have a video. I had this like green screen video planned where I was just gonna like react to Canadian like out of market American market cars like Acura
Yeah, that's-
and shit, because they have some like it's just wild shit. Just because like we don't have that. Like the CSX just blows my mind.
Yeah, that feels. I feel cursed like watching, like looking at that. Like that feels cursed.
It is just.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a weird cursed Civic.
Yeah, it's just cursed. Like what the fuck?
Like when you were saying before, like the Polo is something which.
Oh no, but I love the Polo nowadays. Like I'm just saying,
But
like back when I first saw it, though, I'm like, "Ugh, what the
Even
fuck?"
when I was in the States, like, you know, the fact that people didn't know what like a Clio was, or like it does actually boggle my mind because like they have such a, in the same way that Marauder probably has such like a cultural presence, you know, like
It's
people
very
know
tight-knit,
what it
but
is, and
there
like
is
people
Very niche.
you know, but like if you turn up with that car somewhere, like, you know, there's already that kind of like preconceived like vibe when someone's driving that kind of thing, and it's obviously you guys have no concept of like that, but with our cars, if you know what I mean.
No, yeah,
I wouldn't know.
I don't know. I think the only one that kind of is one-to-one and makes sense is BMW drug dealer car, but that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean,
Blacked out BMW.
Mercs and Audis are also
Yeah,
pretty
see,
drug dealer
that's-
cars as well.
That's not. I wouldn't really say that's a big druggy car here. It's more,
I think
mainly the BMWs.
the big one is RS and like RS cars, M Sport, and anything AMG. They're all like boy racer cars. The ones that are on finance, stage 3 with pops and bangs tune, like that's.
See, that's our
actually
equivalent
starting to-
is like the Mustangs and the Infinities and
I
the
will say-
Nissan Zs. Yeah.
I will say, and this kind of goes back to like me talking about how the East Coast of America is a little more like England, because in New York City you have all these people doing this no hezzy shit, and they're all driving Mercs.
Fuck the no hezzy
BMWs,
shit.
and,
I may
you
not
know.
be a Helen Keller denier. That was kind of a meme, but like I'm definitely a hard no hezzy denier. Sorry, not denier, but like I fucking hate the fact that people actually do that shit.
I
we
got
kind
no
of talked
hezzy
about
today.
it. We kind of talked about it last episode. It's not just the idea that it like I saw it happen like in front of me. It's the idea that someone is so careless to put multiple people's lives in danger just to get somewhere 3 minutes before everyone else does. It's crazy.
I got no hezzy today on my way home from work by a what's it called? A 2018 Honda Accord with no working headlights. So
It doesn't happen that often to me.
Wait, did you say an Accord? Yeah, that's another big car that you have to worry about here in the US, Cam. So the sketchy cars to look out for: Infiniti Q50, Nissan Altima, Nissan Maxima, Honda, the new Honda Accords. And
Yep,
I'd
the
say
new
that
Honda
that's the
Accords.
lineup. That's
Yeah,
the new
a lot of
lineup
Jap.
as far as the modern cars. And then obviously the Chargers, Challengers, but that's
the
that's,
Hellcats.
yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen like that often here. Like, when it comes to just cutting people up or like when loads of people in the fucking fast lane going slow, like maybe that's the only time I could think I'd probably do something similar. But actual no hezzy going in between traffic, not indicating that kind of vibe. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
yeah, it
I
doesn't
used to
happen
do that
often.
shit. I used to do that shit back in like 2018. I remember there's this one day. I was like driving back home from Santa Cruz, and I was driving on Highway 1 on the coast, and on this section it's like 2 lanes on each side. It's a separated highway, and me and this Nissan Z all the way from Santa Cruz to Watsonville, which is like a 20-mile-ish drive, 20 miles. Bro, we were going like, I remember at one point like there was traffic because it was like 6 a.m. or sorry 6 p.m. It was like 6 p.m. It was late afternoon. There wasn't too much traffic, but there was still like a respectable amount of traffic to the point where you should be driving normally. But bro, me and this guy were going like, I remember at one point I was going like 115 and the miles of 6, and it was just me and this 350Z just cutting up. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun, but it was only fun because I was 17. I grew up now. That shit is stupid.
Allegedly.
Nah, not even allegedly. I'll own that shit. I'll own that
Oh,
shit. 17-year-old me was retarded. I should not have done.
Yeah, that's
so much.
crazy.
But the amount of stupid shit I did in a car, bro. Like, it's like, thank God nothing ever happened. I never like fucked up and crashed and had an accident or anything. But like, bro, the stupid.
Well, that wasn't your fault.
Yeah, it still happened though.
Yeah, bro. I'll own up to it. Fucking, I was doing some stupid shit, and I would never do anything like that nowadays. Like, I'm talking like exiting the opposite side of the road on a blind corner type shit. I did not give a fuck. Like, and that is just some reckless shit. Like, no one do
Oh,
that.
yeah,
No
yeah.
one do
I've
that.
definitely done that before, and I will continue to do that as long as I can see where I'm going.
No, obviously, like, if you could see ahead of the corner, but I'm talking about on a blind corner.
Yeah,
I
that's
used to do that
crazy.
shit.
That's like a death wish. Like, what
I think
the-
I've probably done that.
Yeah.
I think
I used to do that
the
shit.
one stupid thing that I did when I was younger, like that instantly comes to mind, it didn't cause a crash or anything, was basically I was on my commute, and this was when I had the slick tires, and it was a pretty warm day that day. Anyway, I'd come off the motorway, and basically it was basically kind of like you have to instantly get onto the brakes. It was like a hard left, and it kind of winds round into a roundabout. Anyway, it was a section I always used to skid it because it like you're coming in from the motorway and you slow down, you get the first slide in, get the second slide in, then go around the roundabout. Anyway, I've done this quite literally like multiple times. Allegedly, I'm not getting caught by no one. I know you're watching. Anyway, I go into the first one. I go into the second one. I live in Mexico. Yeah, no, for real. I was in Afghanistan. But like, yeah, you go. I did the first one. I did the second one, and obviously I didn't realize my tires were cooking. They were fucking cooking. And I go into the roundabout. Keep in mind, this is like rush hour traffic. Like, this is at 8:30 in the morning. Like, very, very early. And I overcook it in the MX-5 on the roundabout. And I literally do the full, like, 180. And I'm looking into, like, oncoming traffic. And I remember I just fucking did a quick burnout. Looped it right around. And, yeah, thankfully nothing happened that day. But that was probably the closest call I've had outside of the actual crash I had.
The closest call I have that I had also in Miata, this happened last July, and again, this year I've definitely cooled it. Well, end of last year and this year I've cooled it quite a bit. Like how you guys saw me drive, I kind of just like drive like that. Like I kind of just go 7 out of 10, just solid 7 out of 10. I don't like shred 10 out of 10 because like I ain't trying to replace my brakes and shit too often. You know
I do hear
what I mean?
that. I hear that as well. Yeah.
But also like
I can't help it.
For real.
I'm not gonna lie.
There's one section.
But I don't want to kill anyone either, so I'm like in that vibe.
So there's one section on 9. You guys know this exact corner actually. Keep in mind this happened last July. I would do nothing like this nowadays. I know the limits of the Miata. Like I wouldn't do this. It was just back when I started finding out that the brakes are starting to get shit. This is like the first week where I started figuring out that the brakes are kind of getting dog shit. So you guys remember when we were all in the Infinity and I took you on the mountain run after the Cars and Coffee, and that stupid fucking SUV didn't want to use the turnout lane. Yeah. So I had to undertake in the turnout lane. Hella sketchily. Not really, because the Infinity got power. Anyway, so the downhill part. So the downhill part of that exact turn, that it's like a sharp 90-degree turn. I was going into this corner in the Miata, going like, I don't know, I'd say I was going 85 when I started braking. I like started braking, and I like kind of like looked down at the speedometer like really quick, like as I'm like looking at the road, and I see 65, and I'm like, I'm thinking I should go 60, but 65 should be okay. And then I go into the corner, bro. 65 wasn't okay. I inertia drifted the entire corner. Shit. Luckily, like, you know, nothing happened, but like I had to react when like when the car steps out on you and you don't expect it to. You got to react accordingly. And luckily, all of those hours of, getting the rear end out and practicing car control in Assetto Corsa, like, bro, it really does. Like, it sounds like a meme, but it really does make the difference. Like, you kind of know how to.
No, I agree.
Like this. Like when you lose traction of your tires, this doesn't steer the car anymore. This steers the weight of the car. Like you got to know what to do. So, yeah, I think that was actually the closest call I've had.
On to that as well, there's another one that you just reminded me of, quite similar. So pitch black, I was by myself. This was in the second Swift, and I was going down a back lane. I've never been down this road before in my life. Anyway, I literally pitch black. I'm going down. I don't know how fast I'm going, but it's just literally like single lane road, like in the middle of the countryside. Don't know where the fuck I am, and I didn't know there was a giveaway coming up. Had no idea there was a giveaway coming up. Anyway.
For the American viewers, that is a yield sign.
Yeah. I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'm coming up like to this fucking giveaway, and like, you either go left or right, and that's it. And then like straight on, there was like a farmer's field. Anyway, I'm coming along. I must have been doing at least 40, 50, and I stamp on the brakes. It's a wet day. And the car doesn't stop. And luckily, this farmer's field, there was a gate there, but the gate was open. And I just went... And I went straight into the fucking field. And I remember that. That was pretty bad. That was probably the stupidest. That was probably stupider than the second one, because like a roundabout, like... I wasn't
Yeah.
going fast enough to hurt anyone
Exactly.
or to do anything
Yeah.
stupid. But that I could have
Yeah.
fucked myself up that day.
Yeah.
Like, if not anyone else. But yeah, that was literally like we're talking 25 years ago, allegedly. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the thing is, like, I don't know, we all, well, especially CJ, because CJ, I would assume, am I correct in saying CJ don't really drive like that?
I don't really. The most
You don't
I
really
do
drive
is
like that.
No, I'll do triple digits on the freeway allegedly, but in Mexico. But,
But
other than that,
What I
don't
want to
really-
say,
I don't go out of my way to like.
what I want to say
No.
though is, like, when you do push the limits of your car, we're all now old enough to the point where I don't think we would really, because we kind of respect how much our machines can do.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah.
pushing it unless we're on the track is something that I don't really like. I like tickling the limit a little bit, but I'm not pushing it unless I'm on the track. What I mean?
Yeah, I think
Um,
the only occasion I'm pushing it is when I'm actually just on an empty road completely by myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Recently,
This is
bro, I've been
like
going on
when I was 18, 17, allegedly.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying too. Like,
Yeah.
all of the stupid shit I did, like, that was from when I was like, I think I started to cool it when I was like summer 2018. Like
When I got
when
my
I was
own
like
car,
halfway through
yeah.
being 18. But bro, when I first got my license, I was doing absurd shit.
Yeah, don't lie. 2017, 2018, you were dropping the hard R, so I don't want to
Yeah,
hear
exactly.
it. I don't want to hear it. Misters, I'm the viewer, I'm on a pedestal, don't want to hear it, so,
But-
when I put that out there,
Yeah, you have to put that out there.
So.
But yeah,
I
no,
mean-
I just want to say, to finish off this thought, like, we all kind of know the limits of our machines. We're not gonna do that shit. Or at least speaking for me, I've been cooling it quite a bit. Like, I'll push the limit a little bit. No, I mean, not push the limit, but like I said, tickle it a little bit. Like, I'll go solid 7, 8s, maybe 9s out of 10s on mountain roads. But once I see a car,
Yeah, you
car's
always lift
either
off.
lights or I lift off
Yeah.
and go back down to like 5 over the speed limit. Like, I really do chill. And like, I'm not even saying that, like, you guys know me. I'm not saying this just to say it. Like, please drive safe.
drive
Like,
safely and responsibly.
respect that there's other people on the road, bro. It's not just you. If another coronavirus April 2020 happened, be my guest. But everyone's back on the road, bro. Chill the fuck out. This
Yeah.
all just brings it back to fuck the no hesi shit. Fuck double laning on mountain roads, bro. You don't know what the fuck can happen. Even being safe by pushing just the singular one lane.
Yeah,
You still
there's
don't know
enough
if there's
space
gonna be
there.
you don't know if there's gonna be a branch in the road on the next blind corner.
deer.
Like, a deer. You don't know if any
A
of that
metal
shit's gonna
board.
happen. So just
Yeah.
exactly. Just like,
true.
remember to, like, the limit.
You
The
gotta
limits do be fun, but just always drive pessimistically, because it will save your
And
ass.
just to add on to
So-
that though, like, you
like-
can still have your car like dance underneath you in your own
Yeah.
lane. Like,
Yeah.
you can still have that. You can still get a slide on, or you can like
Yeah.
still do those kind of things.
Yeah.
But be
and
good enough to do
not-
that.
and not put anyone or anything in danger. Like,
Yeah.
little little drift outside the roundabout never hurt no one, or whatever. Sitting across those lines, you can still have that. You can still have fun like that and just not be a dickhead. I do
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
I do completely agree.
You gotta
The,
respect the
um,
drive.
the
You gotta
other
respect
week-
the drive.
The other week, I think this happened literally last week or the week before. I think it happened like last week. On Highway 9, there was 5 crashes in 24 hours. And the reason not the reason, but I think one of the big reasons is, Highway 9 is like one of the main mountain roads in the Bay Area. You got to think 8 million people live in the surrounding area. Like, there's a lot of people on the internet, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people within the past year have been fetishizing the road to Initial D, because I will be honest, bro, like, I've gone up there on Friday, Saturday nights at 11 p.m. You go up to Skid Pad all the way at the top of like the 9-mile climb up the hill. There's hella cars parked there. People just chilling out, talking, and just like they have their hoods cracked because they just did a fucking hard ass mountain run. Like I'm talking like track spec BRZs up there, like Civics, everything. Like so I do understand like it is initial D-esque, and like when you see that shit for the first time, it's hella cool. But when you're fetishizing it over and over again to an audience like TikTok, where it is a younger demographic in comparison to something like YouTube, for example, when you do like hold it on to this like big pedestal, when at the end of the day it's just a fucking road, you get all of these fucking jackasses who have like BMW daddy's money, who don't know how to fucking drive, two-lane the bullshit, playing no hezzy on the freeway. Like, bro, quit putting people's lives in danger. If you want to prove you're really good at driving, go race me in fucking Assetto Corsa, motherfucker. Like that. Those are the real stomping grounds.
Not even that. Like, even if you haven't got the money to go track, go karting.
Yeah, literally.
Like, literally.
Karting is so cheap. It's $50 for a day. Like, bro, if you have like $50 to spend on just a little weekend day to do something, get some of that, like them G forces out of you. Like, yeah,
like,
bro,
I know for a fact.
that.
Yeah, you can do that for about like 40 quid for like 2 30-minute sessions here or something like that.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like, I think it does get expensive if you like go consistently, but
often
40 quid, half a tank.
But I feel like places like that
perspective.
have memberships. So it wouldn't be as expensive if
And
you
I don't
if you have, like,
even
a
have a
membership at place.
problem with like people dueling and togeing, by themselves, like I don't have a problem.
Yeah,
with,
if you're
I don't know, bro.
alone,
Honestly,
if you're in the middle of bumfuck nowhere,
yeah,
and you can clearly see what's going on.
Exactly.
I don't know, maybe you got walkie-talkies and there's some people
Maybe.
doing all that vibe. Like I don't have any problem with that. The only problem I have is
not
when
at all.
like no hezzy and all that shit. Like I said, you can enjoy your cars with friends and do it responsibly.
Yeah, with the walkie-talkies and double laning, like, you just got to be responsible about it. If you're at the end of the day, if you're safe about it, it's all chill. Because if you know the limits of your car and if you know that you're doing it safely, you're chilling. It's not
I think another thing like is another problem you have with those kind of like TikTok generation or daddy's money is like, these people be driving on like, no brakes or like tires that are absolutely fucked or like
on wires.
like, and or even one thing I noticed when I had my P0s changed at the back, I had it changed for some fucking shitty tire because I had to get it changed to drive home kind of thing. That tire had less grip than my dead P0s did, which is mental because it was a brand new tire. Crazy. That like to think that people are driving on tires, like it should be illegal to buy that tire that I bought. It was a Davanti tire. Don't ever buy that tire if you're in the UK. Like, yeah, it was crazy. Like my worn to fuck P0 had more grip than that brand new Davanti tire, and I could feel it. Like, I could feel it in the rear, like my left rear, every time I like used it. I could feel it. It was crazy. Like, it was mental.
So,
and to think that these people will be driving on tires like that to say this, that, and the other, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Do you have anything else? Because I when you brought up your P0s, I kind of wanted to give a little tire review to some tires I got for the Infiniti because my God, bro, I have such mixed feelings about these tires. So I got
do tell.
I got my tires replaced. As you guys know, it's a fucking daily, so it gets driven a lot. So I had to get the tires replaced.
How many miles do you a year?
Let's see. So I bought the car in 2020 at 50k miles. It's sitting at 73,000 right now. So about 10,000 a year. I mean, with school, bro, with the commute to school, yeah, it really stacks up a lot. I'm expecting like within the next 4 months to have another probably 12k up on that bitch.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to what I do, to be fair. I think.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I think our commutes are very similar. But the thing is like my commute is gonna be 5 days a week this next semester.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But anyway, I got my tires replaced. I got some Yokohama YK740 GTXs. I got them just because they're I got them just because America's Tire had them on I think it was a 70,000 mile warranty.
Yeah.
And they're Yokohama, is whatever. So, I get them, and I have them mounted on the Infinity. And the first time I did like a little pull with it, the traction light came on, and I was like, I just have to like break in the tires a bit more. I've probably put like, I don't know, maybe 2,000 miles on these tires, bro. As I'm like getting onto if I'm on the freeway and I'm in like 5th gear going like 65 and I gear down to 4, and then I give it some beans to like merge onto like a quicker lane just to like overtake people.
The lights come on.
Yeah, my traction light comes on.
That's not good.
Yeah, and it like the thing is like,
Yep.
it only has 280 wheel horsepower in a car that only weighs maybe 3,600 pounds. Like
that's what I'm saying, bro. Tires. People will be driving with like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important.
But
Don't cheap out on tires, man.
I will say, as far as the mountain runs go, the grip is incredible. It's just the friction of the poles. Just they don't like it. They don't like it, and it never happened before. Like on my previous tires, that shit never happened. But like when I'm on like any of the toges I drive, like dude, I feel like in that car I could go as fast as the Miata. And obviously like it depending on how you look at it, it's easy to say that, but you have to look at the road. Like the road I'm driving on is very tight and windy, and the fact that I think the Infinity could possibly keep up really well with the Miata kind of says something. Like that chassis, like I said earlier, has a lot of potential, which is why I want to do a lot of like suspension. The main bulk of performance work I want to do to it is just handling performance.
Yeah.
Just because, it's a daily. I don't really care about powertrain upgrades. Although, like I said, that Z1 Motorsport catback is really speaking to me with the 20 added extra wheel horsepower. That shit sounds crazy. But, it's definitely very capable. And the tires don't give me any troubles on the toge. It just gives me troubles on doing pulls on the freeway.
Merging into traffic.
Yeah, merging into traffic.
Yeah, I won't lie, the best tyres I've ever used were probably the Pilot Sports. They were fucking mental. Like, especially on that Clio, like, changing it from the shits tyres they had to those Pilot Sports. Night and day difference. Like, that shit was fucking mental. And I think if it wasn't for the fact that I've only just got a job, I probably would have put them on the rears for the Porsche as well. But obviously, with Michelin, you pay the premium. You definitely pay the premium. They're not cheap tires. Like, you're looking at about 400 for the rears on mine, maybe 250 for the fronts. The Potenzas. Did I say P0s? I meant to say Potenzas. On mine are 350 for the rear, probably about 200 for the front. So it's still not cheap. 265s on the rear.
Yeah,
it's the YK 740s are $180 all around per tire.
And
but I mean, if you're getting
size?
good quality performance, then it's worth every penny. I mean,
that's the thing is, like, I really don't like the traction light coming on. But the thing is, in the Infinity, like, people always talk about, and
how size at the rear?
They are 245 45s.
Really?
Well, I did 245 40.
I thought it was going to be bigger than mine. Interesting. I thought you were
they're only they're only 18 by 8.5 in the rear.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to upgrade to the Nismos, just so, like I said earlier, I could rotate the tires around because that would just be a lot more cost effective.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm driving my car as much as I am. But yeah, that, like I said, they're all right. They do the job on the sharp corners and shit. I can gauge the handling of the car and the limit of the car really well with them. It's just, that traction light died. At least, well, what I was going to say was...
At least the traction's there.
I always complain about, and a lot of people always complain about, electronics being overbearing, especially nowadays with, like, lane keep assist and all that bullshit. Like, bro, I think I will give the Infinity, the old G37. That goddamn TCS system is insane. That goddamn traction control system is insane. It's really good. Like, I've gotten It definitely still gives a little bit. Like an example is this one night I was driving home from the Young Lean concert with 3 of my friends, and we just decided to take a little detour on Skyline and 9. And when we're on 9, you guys know that little narrow bridge? It's like a sharp corner and a narrow bridge.
Yeah, a lot of,
Yeah,
is that where a
yeah.
lot of people will
They'll
two-lane it?
take the left turn lane to like get more
Yeah,
angle.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so when I was there, I was going the opposite way back toward the Bay Area, and that corner is really sharp. It's a sharp left, and it's an outside corner, so it's like even sharper than being on the inside. And so I like turned the corner, I was like, dude, with 3 other heads in the car, like I was doing like an 8 out of 10, and normally I don't usually go that hard when there's that many people in the
With
car.
people
But
in the car, yeah.
I was doing it just because like I was comfortable. I'm comfortable with the car now. Like I don't really mind. Everyone knows I'm safe about it, and like everyone knows I know I know 9 like the back of my hand. Yeah, I took the one corner, and I was maybe going like I want to say 45, no maybe 40-45 around that really sharp like left-hand turn, and like the chassis was able to turn in, but the rear end wasn't able to like keep up with the front. So I got a little sideways, and I just had to do a little boop, and it went back straight.
Yeah.
But it's just but like I said, I did that because I was able to see on the other side of the like corner, no one was there. Like that's why I was comfortable, and I didn't even double lane it. I just stayed in the single lane because I thought
Did
it
you
was
say
more
your traction
fun.
control like saved you there, or was it like?
Traction control, yeah, also
Made it
because
easier.
it was, I forgot to mention, this night it was so foggy you couldn't see maybe 20 meters in front of you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it wasn't like dense fog, but it was foggy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I knew the roads well enough to a point where I could just drive it like how I would normally drive it during the day without traffic. But also because of the fog, the roads were damp. So I think in
Yeah.
that scenario, the traction control did its job. But I think in the scenario where it wasn't damp, it would have just the loss of traction would, I think, be prolonged a little longer, but it would have been savable because I saw it coming ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. Do you reckon this is a good point to wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're wow, this is gonna be a lot to edit this week
Wow,
or this month.
Right,
We're
this
we're
is,
probably at like
2:40.
2 hours 40, but we're probably
Yeah.
at like 2:33 into the actual podcast. That's my
Yeah.
guess. Do you guys have
It's
any
a-
guesses where we're
wow.
at right now? What timestamp are we at?
What
I'm saying
for the
2:33.
edit?
Yeah,
edit,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're
I
at
reckon.
2:33 right now.
Yeah, I reckon
235.
2:30.
235.
Sheep. All right. Well, thank you for watching this month's edition of Drivecast. We will be back next month with me and CJ coming back from Car Week. We'll have some tales about
Yes,
that. We'll have
sir.
some footage
Yes,
to
sir.
share. And Cam will be looking as sexy as ever, and he'll also have some tales to share about his fucking little drive up to north of Wales. But yeah, what?
North Wales, Pennsylvania. You know what? All right. And with that, Drivecast episode of 200. Drivecast episode 133 in the books.